Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 10 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 10-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 5 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 5-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 2 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 2-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 1 minute from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 1-minute time check, stations.
On the Hawkeye Sports Network from Learfield, Hawkeye Women's Basketball is on the air. Presented by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, delivering the funds the university needs to drive academic and research excellence while optimizing campus utilities for a generation to come. Visit uiowaenergycollaborative.com. Also brought to you by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Honda. To see how Honda crushes the competition, see your local Central Midwest Honda dealer. Honda gets the Midwest. Alliant Energy. See how Alliant Energy is building a strong, resilient energy future today and for generations to come. Learn more at alliantenergy.com/poweringbeyond. Explore Minnesota. Discover the star of the North. University of Iowa Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. And by Wimmer's Meats, the official hot dog of the Hawkeyes. This is the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative pregame show, powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right. Here's Rob Brooks and former Hawkeye Catherine Reynolds.
From the banks of the East River in Brooklyn, New York, welcome inside the Barclays Center for Game 2 of the Champions Classic as the 11th-ranked Iowa Hawkeyes get set to face number 1 UConn. It's the final non-conference game for the 10-1 Hawkeyes, of course, coming off a 102-68 bounce-back victory over Lindenwood a week ago. The Huskies have had a busy week, now at 11-0, as last Saturday took care of the USC Trojans 79-51. And then on Wednesday night, a conference victory against Marquette at 89-53. So when the schedule came out, you certainly went through all the games, and then on the 20th of December, there you had number 1 UConn, and everybody knows about one of the top, if not the top programs in the history, recent history anyway, of NCAA college women's basketball. And this team is as good as they have had in several years. A ton of depth, got the stars, and the Hawkeyes will certainly have their work cut out for them, but it's opportunity. And that's been the message, the theme that Coach Jensen has preached to her players since arriving here on Thursday afternoon. You have to embrace a chance, an opportunity to compete against the very, very best in a outstanding arena. Of course, this is Game 2 of the Champions Classic, and with just 5 seconds left to go, the Louisville Cardinals, no problem with Tennessee. It broke away here in the third and fourth quarters as that game has come to a close. Louisville 89 and Tennessee 65. A very impressive performance for the Cardinals. And we're about a half hour away from Iowa and UConn. And after today, it's all about the Big Ten Conference. A really good crowd has assembled. Of course, we'll see some black and gold, and the Huskies have brought a very nice contingent of fans as well. Jam-packed pregame show for you as Catherine had a chance to talk to Debbie Fisk, a former UConn Husky point guard, who is now the radio analyst for the Huskies radio network, and of course our pregame conversation with Jan Jensen, all leading up to a tip-off a little over 30 minutes from now. Stay with us from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, Game 2 of the Champions Classic. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Our mission at Oak Knoll is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through life care. I'm Steve Rowe, CEO. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served the Iowa City area for 58 years. Oak Knoll is located near the University of Iowa hospitals and clinics, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, Hancher Auditorium, and downtown Iowa City. Visit our website at oakknoll.com to learn more. We are a proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Go Hawks!
American Equity salutes today's hero of the game, honoring those who serve at every Hawkeye game. Just as our veterans safeguard our freedom, American Equity helps protect your financial future. Named one of Newsweek's most trustworthy insurance companies in America 3 years in a row, American Equity delivers secure retirement income with the service you deserve. Join American Equity in honoring and thanking all who serve our country.
Hi, Hawk fans. Coach Kirk Ferentz here. For 40 years, our players have proudly worn the ANF logo to honor the hardworking farmers who keep this country growing. With fewer farmers working the land, their challenges are bigger, but their commitment never wavers. The Iowa Hawkeyes and the Iowa Farm Bureau are proud to stand with these dedicated families who feed and fuel our nation. Thanks for celebrating 40 years of America Needs Farmers. Let's keep standing strong for the people who keep us going strong. To learn more, visit americaneedsfarmers.org.
Iowa fans, with US Mode from US Cellular, you can keep your eye on the game, not on your screen. Whether you're inside the stadium, tailgating in the lots, or listening to the game at home, US Cellular wants you to focus on genuine connections with your family, friends, and fellow Hawkeye fans. That means at game time, you should do less scrolling and more cheering. So eliminate distractions and build connections by setting your phone to US Mode, because game day is for cheering on the Hawkeyes. Go Hawks! US Cellular, built for us.
You're listening to coverage of Hawkeye women's basketball, powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right.
Back with Catherine Reynolds at the Barclays Center with UConn color analyst Debbie Fisk. Thanks for joining us. And you know, obviously over the years, tremendous success for Connecticut's basketball program. That goes without saying. But what would you say are some of the unique strengths of this group that we'll watch out here today?
Well, I think twofold. One, a lot of depth. Everybody knows about the stars, Sarah Strong, AZ Fudd, and yeah, you can still put that in there where they were able to bring in some, I say supporting cast, but they're pretty darn good players that, you know, in the national spotlight for different awards. But to me, it's, yes, they have the depth, and then it's really the defense has what stood out so far this season. Everybody thinks it's offense, but it really has been how they've been able to smother and shut down, and not just one-on-one defense, but how they do it as a unit. I've been really impressed with the communication and how they're talking, and yes, they get it wrong sometimes, but for the most part, they're really taxing teams to not be able to go to their first or second option, but have to have the patience to go through a full cycle.
And Connecticut notoriously schedules tough in the non-conference, and then even sprinkles in some non-conference opponents throughout the Big East season. So could you walk us through some of the highlights of your non-con thus far?
Well, you know, we're excited to play Iowa because, heck, you know, the Big Ten, and that it's just one of those where, you know, you're looking for those top 20 opponents, and I think Iowa's going to throw some headaches for you, kind of be a good challenge for them. So if they're looking at, I'm kind of forgetting who the heck we did play.
Michigan, USC, a couple of those.
Right, yeah. So we just came off the USC trip, and I think that was great just because of that environment. You know, it was, you know, you say hostile, it was, you know, cross country, and you had to go, and surprised at how well they were able to go up against Southern Cal, and that they were able to shut down some of their big-time athletes and players, and to do that. So I think none of us were expecting it to be the kind of game it was, and that, you know, they were able to take care of that. But the Michigan game, I will say, was a lot of fun, and, you know, I say, yes, it was a neutral site, but it was in the state of Connecticut at Mohegan Sun. So the environment was crazy there, too, but I think UConn is one of those good lessons for them that, you know, they got out strong. It was a real quick start and able to get, you know, a 20-point game, and I think they got a little lax, and, you know, kind of, as much as you say, you know, keep going and you don't, you know, come up and let up, but Michigan came back with a lot of, like, started getting hot. They're hitting their shots. All of a sudden, UConn couldn't hit shots, and it made it for an interesting game down the stretch. So those have been two exciting games with Michigan or Notre Dame coming up. Tennessee is playing right now. So I think UConn relies on getting some of those top 10 or top 20 opponents just to sprinkle in different styles as well as good talent.
Mm-hmm. Certainly. And what are your expectations for the matchup today with Iowa?
Well, you know, Iowa, you know, interesting. You could probably tell more about it, but I think there's, you know, yes, they have the Love Stokey down low, and now she's able to rebound a double-double waiting to happen every game. And so I think there's some, you know, speed and size, or the guards, how UConn can, you know, can they keep them from the three-point line, or being successful from the three-point line? So I think it'll be a good test for UConn in the sense of what they talk about their good defense. Can they push their will on to be able to take Iowa out of some of that and keep them off the boards. I think that's another big factor for them.
Well, Debbie, thanks for your time. Good luck today.
All right, thank you.
Thanks to Debbie Fisk, who does the analyst work on the UConn radio network, getting some insight on the Huskies, and a lot of talk about that Michigan contest, which took place back on the 21st in November, and Coach Jensen will talk a little bit about it in a little while, but really the only single-digit game that UConn has played so far this year ended up 72-69, but as Debbie talked about, UConn certainly got off to a great start, and Michigan, though, played all 40 minutes and climbed back into it and made it interesting, which is one thing that Iowa will have to do today. Is they've typically got off to good starts. You want to do that, but just continue to play. And if UConn does go on runs, which they will, and gain the momentum, try to just play through it, and that'll be a key this afternoon. Both teams out on the court warming up. The Hawks, the basket to our right, UConn to our left. Jan Jensen next. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from their field.
Life's busy. Quickstar makes it easier. From fresh hot coffee to delicious bakery treats and quick grab-and-go meals and snacks, we've got what you need when you're on the run. Top off your tank with Quickstar's fully guaranteed fuel to keep you moving. Plus, enjoy added perks like free ATMs and complimentary air for your tires. Convenience, savings, and a see you next time with a smile. We're your go-to for everything you need to keep your day on track, because your comfort and cravings deserve the best. Stop into Quickstar today.
Hawkeye fans, gear up for game day with Big Grove. As an official craft brewery of the Iowa Hawkeyes, they bring you the ultimate game-watching experience. Sip on fan favorites like Easy Eddie, Citrus Surfer, and Neighborhood Beer while cheering on the Hawks. Can't make it to the stadium? No worries. Join them at any of their 4 Iowa locations in Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, Des Moines, and Solon. Big Grove Brewery, your official watch party headquarters of the Hawkeyes. Go Hawks! Hawk fans, be sure to visit and connect with the official Des Moines local business partners of the Iowa Hawkeyes, Aplos, and Community Choice Credit Union. Do you smell that? No, it's not just toast. That's the smell of your car payment becoming toast. Move your car loan to Community Choice and toast those payments for 99 days. Get started at unbankyourride.com. Loan subject to credit approval and analysis. Hey Hawkeye fans, there's a new MVP at Carver Hawkeye Arena. Carol's Corn, Iowa's favorite gourmet popcorn, is now popping fresh for every men's and women's basketball game. From our delicious triple mix to golden caramel and bold cheese. Every bite is handcrafted right here in the Midwest. Popped fresh, local, and made with you in mind. So grab your bag, cheer loud, and taste the flavor of Hawkeye pride. Carol's Corn. Grab yours and enjoy the game inside Carver Hawkeye Arena.
Carol's Corn. We pop every kernel with you in mind.
It's time for our shoot-around with Hawkeye head coach Jan Jensen, presented by Oak Knoll. Oak Knoll's mission is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through Life Care, a not-for-profit life plan community serving the Iowa City community for 59 years. Oak Knoll is conveniently located near the University of Iowa Healthcare Campus, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, and downtown Iowa City, a proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Visit oakknoll.com to learn more. Here's Rob Brooks and Hawkeye head coach Jan Jensen.
Well, Jan, a busy week for the players. Obviously, it was basketball and finals, and kind of a fun time of year right now, where you kind of put that in the rearview mirror and can think about just your basketball for a while.
That is, even though I'm a little older, that is.
We still remember.
Oh, that is the best time, and you just feel like as a kid when those finals were over, the weight of the world is off your shoulders, and you can just focus on playing and certainly, going home for the Christmas holiday. But this particular year, sometimes you have to worry about not keeping their focus for that last game. They're definitely focused. I mean, they know what challenge awaits.
Challenge and then opportunity. I know that was the message to the team last night. You've got a great opportunity here. This isn't a March game. It's a Sweet 16 type of scenario. Everybody will move on, but you have to embrace playing the number one team in the country.
Yeah, and that's what I tried to get across last night is this is just a really fun opportunity that came our way, right? We didn't seek out to schedule it right away, but I would love to have big games on the schedule. But when it comes your way and your season doesn't end one way or the other, because that's usually what happens when you're playing a number one ranked team. You usually are playing them the second week of the NCAA tournament or the first week, right, if you're trying to get to the next one. So I just want them to really just relax the shoulders, play the kids on the floor. Right? Don't play the rankings. Don't play the esteemed, amazing tradition of Connecticut. Just play those, whoever's on the floor at that time, give it all you got because we're only guaranteed this one day and it's just a really special opportunity. This is a prestigious tournament and golly, we get to play it in a pro arena where the New York Liberty women's franchise plays, Brooklyn Nets play. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that.
Well, that's the key thing, too, is that this program is on the level now where you're going to get invited to these national-type events with a lot of hype around them.
Absolutely. And, our tradition is very storied, right? And I think that's part of the reason we have got invited. It's not just what we've done today, this year, last year, 3 years ago. It's kind of what Iowa has always been, and we're on that upward climb. And that's what you always want to do. It's there's that quote that says, it's always harder to stay at the top than get there. And I think when you're among an elite programs that get invited to things like that, it takes a lot of willpower, right? And I just want to credit UCONN. I mean, talk about staying at the top. I mean, Gino and Chris Daly, his top assistant, I mean, they have sustained a level of success that's, really unmatched. The great Pat Summin at Tennessee, she had, her great thing going. But it's pretty amazing. But, there's a lot of programs, and I'm grateful to be one, starting way back with Vivian Stringer, that we've had a good history, too.
Terrific history. We'll be back with more from head coach Jan Jensen after the break. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Flu season is here. Get your flu shot today at your local Hy-Vee pharmacy. It's easy, convenient, and no appointment is necessary. Plus, when you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, earn a 20-cent fuel saver. That's right, a 20-cent fuel saver. Get your flu shot when it's convenient for you. Schedule online or just stop by your Hy-Vee pharmacy. No appointment necessary. Help your family stay healthy. Get your flu shot and get a 20-cent fuel saver only at Hy-Vee. See store for details. Some restrictions apply.
Cancer doesn't care. It doesn't care what you look like, how old you are, what you do, or where you live. We do. University of Iowa Healthcare is doing more to beat cancer than anyone in the state. From second opinions to life-saving treatments that happen here first. We lead the way in research, training, and care because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
Happy Honda Days are here. The best time to save on a certified pre-owned Honda at your local Honda dealer. See big savings on all certified pre-owned Honda cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. Plus, your Honda backs with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Every certified pre-owned Honda goes through a 182-point inspection and is reconditioned like new by factory-trained technicians with genuine Honda parts. To save on a certified pre-owned Honda, search your local Honda dealer today.
Time now for the Wellmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield Health Coverage Report. Let's take a look at the numbers. When you enroll in a Wellmark individual or family health plan, you choose from thousands of in-network providers. And you're teaming up with Iowa's #1 health insurance company. We know healthcare in Iowa. Score great coverage from Wellmark. Find the plan that's best for you at wellmark.com/covered. Enrollment ends January 15th.
It's time for our Shootaround with Hawkeye head coach Jan Jensen, presented by Oak Knoll. Oak Knoll's mission is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through Life Care, a not-for-profit life plan community serving the Iowa City community for 59 years. Oak Knoll is conveniently located near the University of Iowa Healthcare Campus, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, and downtown Iowa City, a proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Visit oakknoll.com to learn more. Here's Rob Brooks and Hawkeye head coach Jan Jensen.
And Jan, you've got players. Obviously, a lot of youth on this team, but the Hannah Stallkeys, the Kylie Fearbachs that have been at the highest level that the college game presents.
Yep. And that's the one thing, I talked about in our circle last night was, Hannah, has been to a couple Final Fours and she has a gold medal, right? And I just want Hannah to keep leaning into that and kind of take off the pressure, that senior pressure sometimes I think can weigh on them. So I'm just hoping that they play free. We're going to have a good shooting night. Everybody that shoots the ball, they don't have to be perfect. But if you're going to give yourself even an opportunity against teams like a UConn #1, everybody's got to kind of hit it when they're open, right? And then you probably need a few sometimes to kind of go in, a bank shot here or there, but you just can't afford a really, really cold shooting night. Because Connecticut's probably going to get theirs. You can look at, believe me, I've tried, look at all different ways to guard their two greatest players, quote unquote. They're all great to me, but Sarah Strong, AZ Fudd. You can look at all types of junk defense and denials, but then you look at what the other kids are shooting. So you kind of rob Peter to pay Paul. And so I just think we just got to give it our best shot, try to play it straight up with a couple tricks here and there. But we need to shoot the ball well, and we just need to stay sound in our D.
And that's where you talk about that depth that the Huskies present as well, because you stop one or two, you can get in trouble with the others.
Yeah, and I think you look at their percentages across the board. It's, you can let someone beat you that's shooting about 50% from three versus someone, AZ Fudd, shooting 57% from the three. So a lot of those decisions come into play if, one of the kids is shooting 35% from the three. Then it's it can maybe be a wise gamble to really spend a lot of time on trickery, right, or junk defense. But, a 50%, I think like Shea, number 12, she's shooting 45, 46%, maybe 47 the last 5 games. So it takes a lot of time to work on a junk and an alternative defense. So, we've spent the last while trying to find a couple different looks that may work, but boy, their 5 are great, and probably 3 or 4 that do come in, they could start on most programs. So there's not a lot of breathers.
Starts, obviously important. You look at UConn, and you've watched probably every game this year. They get off to really good starts and kind of get rid of you, so you kind of got to weather that.
Yeah, it was Michigan. They got down big, 20-some, maybe even 25. But they just kept their head down and kept going and kept going. They did have a kid that went off in the second quarter. She was shooting threes from the logo, right?
You remember that?
I remember that. And I think on the TV they referenced the Caitlin Clark shooting, that her name is great. Swords is her name. Mm-hmm. But, they got hot. Their relentlessness on defense kind of helped them, and then they made it a game again. And that's the only team that's made it a game again. But it also took heroics, right? It took this kid. I mean, she had a really great night. So the starts are going to be good. I think the runs, regardless of where those runs happen, there'll be more than one. We're going to have to be able to handle and maintain and answer. Not, maybe a run with our own, but I want to go back to the consistency of scoring when we should. We've missed a lot of bunnies this year at times. Some of those early games, and it'll only be maybe Taylor McCabe hitting threes, right? We just need to have a game where we're shooting pretty doggone well, right? 35 to 40% from three. Maybe someone gets a little hotter, and the twos, they need to go when we're open.
No better stage than this one.
Absolutely. Let's go do it.
Jan Jensen on the pregame show. Back to the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. After the break, this is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from their field.
Dives for lunch.
The Juicy Lucy. Essentially, it's a burger, but with cheese on the inside.
James Beard Award winners for dinner.
French technique, but Midwestern ingredients. It's a little unbecoming to lick the bowl, but...
Plan your next trip at exploreminnesota.com.
Hawk fans, stop in and visit the newly renovated guest rooms at Hyatt Regency Coralville Hotel and Conference Center, located in the heart of Iowa River Landing. Stay within walking distance of Extreme Arena, home of the Iowa Hawkeye volleyball team, as well as great restaurants, shopping, and scenic walking trails along the Iowa River. Hyatt Regency Coralville is also the home of Hawk Talk with Jan Jensen and Ben McCullum. Come together at Hyatt Regency Coralville, where everything you need is right here.
Hey fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Our mission at Oak Knoll is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through Life Care. I'm Steve Rowe, CEO. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served the Iowa City area for 58 years. Oak Knoll is located near the University of Iowa Hospitals and Clinics, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, Hancher Auditorium, and downtown Iowa City. Visit our website at oakknoll.com to learn more. We are a proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Go Hawks!
In Minnesota, we don't hide from winter. We embrace it. When there's a nip in the air, we take on the trails. For every layer you wear, there's a new experience waiting for you.
It's a little unbecoming to lick the bowl, but...
Plan your next trip at exploreminnesota.com.
You're listening to coverage of Hawkeye women's basketball, powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right.
Welcome back to the Hawkeye pregame show as we count down to tip-off. Number 1, UConn, and the Iowa Hawkeyes at number 11. Second game of a doubleheader. Another top 20 matchup as Louisville had no problem, especially in the second half against Tennessee. That's a 16-17 matchup. Cardinals win it 89-65. Time for the keys to a Hawkeye victory, presented by Explore Minnesota, as Catherine's Keys are sponsored by Explore Minnesota. Score a lifetime of memories by planning your Star of the North getaway at Explore Minnesota. Order your travel guide today at exploreminnesota.com. And Catherine, obviously many things have to go right this afternoon, which can happen, but I thought Coach Jensen was exactly right, and you got to hit shots. So you can talk about all the other nuances of the game, defensively, rebounding. Against this team, you got to knock down shots because they average almost 90 a game.
It's as simple as that, really. You have to show up today on your offensive end because everything's important in this basketball game. Connecticut does not have a lot of weaknesses on their starting lineup, coming off the bench, etc. So, I think first things first, though, it's with the start of this basketball game. Connecticut guaranteed to come out with a strong pressure defense and on their P's and Q's on offense. So for Iowa, you have to come out and meet their focus and intensity from the opening tip-off. Secondly, it's handling their relentless pressure. Not necessarily a hallmark of Connecticut teams over the years to be a full-court pressing team, but this one is. Coach Auriemma has depth this year, and he's using it to his advantage by putting them on a full-court press for much of the basketball game, whether they're up or they're down. So for Iowa, I know that's something they worked on at length in practice yesterday, was handling full-court pressure and on-the-ball pressure at that. And my last key, Rob, is there's no drop-off when Connecticut enters the game, players off the bench. So for Iowa, you have to be just as focused and locked in when you're defending the second and third string Connecticut player. As Coach Jay mentioned, they could start at most Power 4 programs. So that's my third key to the game, is having no drop-off in intensity and focus when Connecticut goes to their bench, which they will do early and often in this game.
Well, we've got somebody listening in today that could knock down a few shots, huh?
Yeah, Ali Disterhoff, I believe, is on the airwaves. Right. She could fill it up in her day, a little baseline pump, fake, and drive that somehow worked on everybody she faced?
I remember it well. And drive safely out there. Everybody that is out and about this afternoon listening in for the Hawkeyes and the Huskies. And also the Fight for Iowa Bowl Week coverage will begin next week on December the 26th as a daily podcast will start from Tampa. Pat Angler and Gary Dolphin will bring you interviews, analysis, and all the Bowl Week updates presented by Hills Bank. The Fight for Iowa podcast on HawkeyeSports.com, YouTube, and your favorite podcast platforms. Starting lineups and the tip coming up next from Brooklyn, New York, Iowa, and UConn. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Ever wonder where to find the best cinnamon rolls in Iowa? The Eat Shop's recipe has been passed down for nearly 100 years. From Great Aunt Mary Ann's 1930s restaurant to our ovens today. This holiday season, share a taste of Iowa tradition. Our famous cinnamon rolls, sticky pecan rolls, and small batch kolaches baked fresh every morning. Pre-order your holiday pies and pastries now at theeatshop.com or visit us in Solon, Uptown Marion, or at the University of Iowa campus cafes. Worth every bite. Hawkeye fans, be sure to visit and connect with the official local business partners of the Iowa Hawkeyes. The Jill Armstrong team with Skogman Realty, Big Ten Rentals, and Tomlinson Cannon. Jill Armstrong and her team strive to make every buyer and seller at ease with the real estate process. If you're in the market to buy or sell a home, contact the Jill Armstrong team with Skogman Realty for all your real estate needs. Call 319-631-5455.
Time now for the Wellmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield Health Coverage Report. Let's take a look at the numbers. When you enroll in a Wellmark individual or family health plan, you choose from thousands of in-network providers. And you're teaming up with Iowa's #1 health insurance company. We know healthcare in Iowa. Score great coverage from Wellmark. Find the plan that's best for you at wellmark.com/covered. Enrollment ends January 15th.
Iowa fans, with US Mode from US Cellular, you can keep your eye on the game, not on your screen. Whether you're inside the stadium, tailgating in the lots, or listening to the game at home, US Cellular wants you to focus on genuine connections with your family, friends, and fellow Hawkeye fans. That means at game time, you should do less growling and more cheering. So eliminate distractions and build connections by setting your phone to US Mode, because game day is for cheering on the Hawkeyes. Go Hawks! US Cellular, built for us.
You're listening to coverage of Hawkeye women's basketball, powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right.
Hawkeyes huddled up underneath the basket to our left and get ready for the starting lineups and the tip, as the lineups brought to you by Melrose Meadows. Tired of cooking, cleaning, or just being alone? Check out Melrose Meadows, voted Iowa City's best retirement community, with underground parking, a heated pool, and endless opportunities to stay fit and social. To learn more, visit melrosemeadows.com. For the UConn Huskies, under Gino Auriemma, 41st year at the helm, 12 NCAA titles, 11-0 on the campaign, 3-0 already in Big East play. KK Arnold, a 5'9 junior, averaging 6.7 and also 4.5 assists. Ashlyn Shade, a 5'10 junior, averaging 7.8 and 3 rebounds a contest. Sarah Strong, 6'2 sophomore, leading scorer for the Huskies at 17.9 and 8.5 boards, coming off of 22 and 7 against Marquette. Sarah Williams, a transfer from Wisconsin, from right here in Brooklyn, New York, averaging 7.6 and 4.9 contests. She's a 6'4 senior. And AZ Fudd, 5'11 graduate player, averaging 17.7 and 3 boards, had 14 against Marquette. Hawkeyes, the familiar 5, as Chit-Chat Wright has got back into that starting lineup. And she'll be in the backcourt with Taylor McCabe, averaging 9.8. Taylor knocking down threes. We'd like to see a few of those today at 43.4%. Ava Hayden in the middle, averaging 15.2 and 7.9 rebounds. a perfect 7 for 7 from the floor against Lindenwood a week ago. Anna Stolke, she's going to be a key for the Hawkeyes today, averaging 13.1 and 8.7 rebounds, and really got going early against Lindenwood last week. Had 31 on 13 of 18 from the floor. And Catherine, you go back to that semifinal game in Cleveland against UConn, where Stolke had 23 points on 9 of 12 from the floor, and Kylie Fierbach had 7 and 3 assists against Lindenwood. So that's something that she can certainly draw upon as a positive experience.
Definitely. This Iowa team and this Iowa program has been on the big stage for a number of years now. And so I think that's some comfort, not just for your players, but also for your coaching staff. And you've scouted Connecticut before. They've been extremely consistent in what they do offensively over the years. And so I loved what Coach Chase said in her pregame interview. It's don't play against the program in the name on, play against the individuals that are on the court. And I didn't get the sense from the team over the last couple of days here in New York that they're intimidated in that way. They're certainly respectful of the success of this program, and they know UConn won the national championship last year and many times before that. But you know, I don't think there's any of the fear that you maybe could sometimes see out of teams. So I think that's exciting, and they're ready for the assignment.
For some of the younger players, obviously they can draw on the Iowa State experience, a packed house, hostile environment, and at least have that opportunity to go through a scenario like that leading into today.
Exactly. You know, Hilton's as tough a place to play as they come for Iowa. Those fans who've got 12,000 strong rooting against you. And, you know, here you are on a neutral court, although we're a lot closer to Storrs, Connecticut than we are to Iowa City. I think that's kind of a wash here. There's a crowd of basketball fans in this arena here today that want to see a good game. And like you said, these younger players, a lot of kids grow up dreaming of playing at the University of Connecticut. But I think what's really cool, Rob, is that in the last few years, there's a lot of kids and high schoolers dreaming of playing for the Iowa Hawkeyes. And that's something that they have to remind themselves out throughout the course of this game.
And one thing with UConn, and talk about blending into a team, you think a player like Sarah Williams, who was a star on a team that didn't win many games at Wisconsin. You certainly have to adapt when you go to a team like UConn, coming off a national title, #1 in the country, because you're not going to score 20 points a game more than likely.
Right, and they don't do spend a lot of time in the transfer portal at Connecticut, but when they do, they get really good pieces. So like you mentioned, Sarah Strong, all Big Ten multiple times at the University of Wisconsin. And now here she is with a supporting cast around her of superstars. And so now she's able to just kind of play her game and not have to have the weight of the world on her shoulders game in and game out. But that's something they've done really well is transfer portal recruit. Last year it was their point guard Caitlin Chen, now a teammate of Kate Martin's out with the Golden State Valkyries. They picked her up out of Princeton in the transfer portal as a grad transfer. So yeah, when Gino gets kids, he's doing it for the culture and the fit. He knows that they want to be a part of something bigger than themselves.
Hawkeyes are the designated road team today, so they'll be in the black uniforms with the block Iowa in gold across the front with the gold numbers. UConn in the white uniforms, trimmed in red and blue. Huskies at 11-0, the Hawks at 10-1. Only loss was at Iowa State, and the bounce-back victory against Lindenwood. Sarah Williams, Ava Hayden, center circle. And here we go. Ball in the air, tap won by Williams, and UConn will have the opening possession. Basket to our left. Here's Arnold on the left wing. Williams comes out, top of the key area, coming off a screen is Shade, long range two, no good. And Ava Hayden pulls down the rebound. Chit-chat right-handed dribble across the timeline. Gets it to McCabe. Now Stolke just outside the paint on the right side. Gets it back from Fierbach, makes a move, and then gets it to Hayden. Jumper is no good from the baseline on the left side. Rebound taken down by UConn. No score yet. UConn's second possession. Strong, a long-range three, in and out. Rebound taken down by Fierbach. Now to McCabe, brings it across the timeline. Hawkeye's second possession, lob inside for Stolke. Goes up amongst a double team and lost control of the ball out of bounds, but touched last by UConn. Iowa basketball on the baseline.
There's no question this is the best defense that these Iowa posts have seen all years.
Feuerbach will throw it in. Does so to McCabe, fakes a three, free throw line extended left. One dribble, tries to roll a pass to Hayden, mid-post area, and it is kicked by UConn. Almost a minute into the game, no score. Feuerbach will throw it in along the baseline. Looks inside, lob pass out to McCabe, who whips a pass inside to Hayden. Goes up, has it blocked by Williams. Went toward the baseline, never got a complete handle of the basketball. And now a whistle, and you have to fix the shot clock, already down to 13 seconds. So we'll put 10 on it. 8:51 left to go in the first. 23 seconds left to go. No score. Strong will throw it in along the baseline. Gets it to Fudd. Now to Williams, top of the key. Sarah sets a screen for Strong. Lob pass to Williams against Stalkey. Goes to her right. Layup good off the window.
Well, we've seen that story before. Sarah Williams, in her time as a Wisconsin Badger, loves to turn over her left shoulder and finish with the dribble to her right.
UConn strikes first, 2-0. Here's Chit-Chat Wright. On the right side of the floor. Tries to get it into Stalkey. Does so. One dribble, and Hannah goes up, and a whistle. Let's see if they got Sarah Strong with a bump. It'll be 2 shots for Hannah Stalkey.
Well, you'd love to see that. To get Sarah Strong, one of, if not the best player in the country, in an early foul here, and Hannah sinking the free throw, even better.
Now they're going to say that foul was on Shade. And the second one, no good. Popped off the right side of the rim. 2-1. Huskies with the basketball. 8:15 left to go in the opening quarter. On the move is Fudd. Pull up 15-footer, no good. Ball tapped around, dug up by Hannah Stalkey.
And great box outs from the entire Iowa lineup there. They're pursuing the basketball off the rebound relentlessly.
Feuerbach lost control of the ball and went down. Hopefully she's okay. She kind of flexes that left ankle, but will stay in the game, and then loses control of the ball, and maybe she's got to come out.
Yeah.
Just slipped on the court out near the timeline and is going to limp toward the sideline. Hopefully she's okay. And that really was part of the turnover. And the Huskies will have the basketball. Here's Strong, left to the top of the key, puts it on the floor, gets it into the corner. Now Fudd makes a move, pull-up jumper, good. Just outside the paint, her first hoop, and it's 4-1 UConn.
Iowa defensive miscue there. Stremlo and Stolke thought they were switching and left Fudd all by herself.
Stremlo in for Feuerbach. First off the Iowa bench, high-low action, and wide open for a right-handed layup is Ava Hayden. Beautiful pass from Stalkey.
Great high-low action that we've seen from Iowa a lot this year. Keep going back to that if you're the Hawkeyes.
Bread and butter play in this Hawkeye offense. Pulls to within one. Williams, 15-foot jumper straight away, no good. Rattled around and came into the hands of McCabe. It's down to the right side. Now Stalkey outside the paint. Whips a pass left side, and it's picked off by Fudd. She drives in, right-handed layup good.
Well, and that's what we meant at the beginning. You just have to be precise in your actions. Lob passes don't work against this Connecticut defense. They're in every passing lane.
Good on-ball pressure by UConn that time. 6-3 Huskies. Iowa breaks the pressure. Here's Stremlo. And tried to get a pass to Hayden, then recovered after it was tipped by UConn. Now here's McCabe. Trying to free herself up. It's a pass inside to Hayden, who tried to throw it across the lane to Stalkey, and it is knocked out of bounds by UConn. Really a suffocating defense to start by the Huskies.
So disruptive to Iowa's offense, even entering their offense, deflections, kicked balls, all those things. So that's okay for Iowa. They're handling it, but just have to now be aware that that's how they play defense. Your typical passes that you're used to don't necessarily work.
Quiones comes in. 6'2 freshman. Jumper no good by Stremlo. Rebound taken down by Quiones. UConn with the basketball and a 6-3 advantage. Go right inside to Williams. Turnaround jumper. Window no. Hayden, nice job defensively. Grabs the rebound. Right across the timeline. Gets it to Stremlo. Quick pass into Stalky, and then it's batted out of bounds by Sarah Strong before Hannah could even make a move along the baseline.
Yeah, Sarah Strong's mother, a great WNBA player, long career as an executive with the Boston Celtics, certainly a basketball family.
Hawks can't get it in. Stremlo tried to get it to Hayden on the right side and lost control of it and out of bounds. Right next to Gino Oriema. And with 5:50 left to go in the opening quarter, 6-3 UConn, the lead in the basketball. Quiones gives it top of the key. Strong buries the three.
Yeah, Sarah Strong, your 6'2" power forward, stepping out. It's already the second three she's taken in this game. She's a matchup nightmare.
At 22-7 against Marquette, it's one of those players that can score at all three levels. It does so with a lot of efficiency. Lob pass towards Stalky. Out of bounds underneath the basket. And Hannah claims she was held that time the back of her jersey, as Iowa's turned it 4 times the last 3 minutes. Haven't scored for 2. 9-3 UConn. Here's Fudd. Gets it right side. Quiones 3, no good. Ball batted around. Hayden goes after it, and then it's taken away by Quiones. Frees up for 3. Strong, no good. And Hayden the rebound. And she's got 3 white jerseys around her and finally gets it to McCabe. Free throw line extended right. Tries to get a pass inside to Stalky. It's batted away and taken by Arnold. Layup, no. Follow-up is good by Shade, trailing the play. And that prompts a Jan Jensen timeout, 11-3. Hawkeyes have just not been able to get into rhythm offensively, mainly due to UConn's defense.
Absolutely, and that's what they do to teams. They are relentless in their pressure defense, and so 5 turnovers in as many minutes for the Iowa Hawkeyes. A well-called timeout by Coach Jay to gather. And you'd like to see Kylie Feuerbach getting taped up here on the sideline. Getting her back in the game, I think, brings a steady presence back to the Iowa offense.
And also a defensive presence as well. 4:40 left to go in the first from Brooklyn, New York. It is UConn 11, Iowa 3. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
The year-end clearance sale is going on now at your local Honda dealer. Honda cars, SUVs, and trucks are on clearance during Happy Honda Days. Save thousands on the new Honda today with 0.99% financing. 2025 Accords, Pilots, and Ridgelines are on clearance. Plus, see big savings on the full Honda line, like financing as low as 0.99% APR on the new 2025 Ridgeline. Don't miss Happy Honda Days. Search your local Honda dealer today. See dealer for financing details. Financing on credit approval offer ends 1/5/26.
Did you know that UI uses the same amount of energy as the rest of Iowa City? That's why we have our own power plant and we're committed to making it clean. Deep in the boiler rooms, engineers from the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative are optimizing the power plant so it can handle cost-effective alternate fuels more efficiently. Learn more about it at uiowaenergycollaborative.com. That's uiowaenergycollaborative.com.
Hi, I'm Gary Dolphin, and if you want your home to be exceptionally comfortable during these cold Iowa winters and hot, humid summers, you need to turn to Dave Lennox and your local Lennox home comfort specialist. Lennox has been serving Iowa consumers since 1895, when Dave Lennox built his first furnace in Marshalltown, and Lennox is still building its high-efficiency furnaces and air conditioners there today. For the best home comfort system you can buy, it's Lennox and your local Lennox dealer. Lennox and the Hawkeyes. Now there's a winning combination.
You're listening to coverage of Hawkeye women's basketball, powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right.
Well, Kylie Feuerbach getting some work done on that ankle after she slipped on the logo near mid-court. And looks to be moving around pretty well, so hopefully she can get back into the game as Iowa down 11-3 with 4:40 left to go in the first. Here in Iowa, we grow corn, but the truth is corn grows Iowa. It feeds our livestock, nourishes our families, and provides homegrown, clean-burning unleaded 88 for our vehicles. Pump it up with unleaded 88. Go to iowacorn.org to learn more. University of Iowa Healthcare is here for you no matter where you are in the state. Changing medicine and changing lives for all of Iowa and beyond. Visit uihealthcare.org. Well, the Hawkeyes just 1 out of 4 from the floor. UConn 5 of 13, 1 of 4 from 3. But to get up 13 shots versus 4, doing it at the defensive end.
Well, they are, and of UConn's 11 points, 9 of them are off Iowa's 5 turnovers, and that's the story of this game so far. Hopefully regroup and regather in that timeout.
Hawkeye basketball. 3/4 court pressure by UConn. Broken by the Hawkeyes. Stalkey gets the ball across the timeline, now back to right. Chit-chat on the left side, about 40 feet from the hoop, and will fire a long 3, rimming no, and the ball is loose. Stalkey gets on the ground, as well as Fudd for UConn. Possession arrow favors the Huskies.
Not a whole lot of ball movement on that possession for Iowa. The ball was on one side of the floor the entire time, trying to get ball screen action for Chit-chat with Hayden, but no ball reversals, nothing to put pressure on UConn's defense.
11-3, UConn walks the ball across the timeline. Approaching 4 minutes left to go in the opening quarter. Strong gives it back to Fudd for 3, or rattles around, no good. Ava Hayden flies in there for the rebound. She's done a good job on the boards in the first quarter. Right across the timeline by the Barclays Center logo. Now McCabe, high post area, Hayden, lob pass inside, Stalkey up strong and scores over Quiones.
And that's been Iowa's best offense so far. It's the high-low action between Hayden and Stalkey.
Anna with 3, 11-5. Here's UConn. Strong down the left side of the lane. Layup up and good off the window.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see Iowa switch to a zone defense here at some point. Give a different look with these one-on-one matchups that are really tough.
And really haven't seen hardly any zone this year. Here's Wright at the elbow. Hands it off to McCabe, free throw line. Now back to Wright for 3. Got it from the right side.
There you go, and let that be a momentum builder. You know, feed off the energy of getting a 3 to fall. Neither team's been strong from 3 yet this game.
13-8, UConn. Approaching 3 minutes left to go. Hawks starting to show some flashes of offense. Arnold, wide open 3, left side, got it.
Just another miscue from Iowa. Sometimes they're getting mixed up on their switches. 2 players ran away from Arnold and left her all alone to hit that 3 at the left wing.
And they will knock him down. We talked about those shooting percentages in the pregame show. Inside, Hayden goes to work off the right side of the rim, no good. Rebound taken down by Quiones. Huskies in the front court on top, 16-8. Here's Arnold. Drops it inside, wide open, Sarah Strong. She has 7.
That ball screen action, great with Sarah Strong. She rolls to the rim with such force. Tough matchup.
And that sets up the UConn pressure. Hawks get it into Wright. Defense retreats. Chit-chat in between the circles. Dribbles between her legs, feeds left side, Stremlow. Holds the ball high, now to Hayden. She turns in the paint, mid-range. Has the ball knocked away, then dribbles it out. Hands it back to Stremlow, 9 to shoot. Stremlow back up, 3, no good off the back of the iron, over the window and out of bounds.
That ball screen action, AZ Fudd and Sarah Strong had a switch, so for a moment, Fudd was on the much taller Ava Hayden, but Stremlow just didn't feel she had quite enough time on the shot clock to let that develop and expose that mismatch.
Hayes and Deal in for the Hawkeyes, down 10. We're under 2, first quarter. Arnold across the timeline. An attacking point guard. Gets the ball to Strong, 17 feet away from the hoop. Now to Fudd. Arnold, good quick ball movement by UConn with 10 to shoot. And Strong, turnaround jumper, mid-range, paint, good. Little fade away, nice touch.
Fade away off 1 foot, kind of like what we saw from Audie Crooks a week ago. Just a lot of versatility down on that low block.
Strong with 9. And here's another miscue by Iowa. Errant pass by Stalkey. Iowa down 12. Williams in the paint against Hayes. Backs her way in. Now tries to go to that right hand. Shot up off the window. Good. High off the window, and the defense was there.
That was not an easy shot for Sarah Williams. Layla Hayes was with her step for step, but just a great job using the backboard glass, Little English, to drop that in.
Stremlow gets the ball across the timeline, down 22-8. Stops at the free throw line. Flips it back to Chit Chat right. Three-pointer, no. Hayes goes up, has the shot blocked after the offensive rebound and a whistle.
Well, that's perfect. Get an offensive rebound, draw the foul, and slow things down for a moment. You know, I think the game can start to feel like it's moving really, really fast when things aren't going your way. So great job by Layla Hayes there to get the O board and hopefully sink 2 free throws here.
Sarah Strong commits her first. That's the team's second. McKay back for Stremlow. Feuerbach still getting that ankle worked on. Hayes at the line. First one, good. First point off the Hawkeye bench. Layla Hayes had 11 and 5 rebounds against Lindenwood. Second one in the air, got it. Off the front of the rim and right through. Hawks now down 22-10. 45 seconds left to go, first quarter. UConn averages almost 90 points a game. Here's Strong, tries to make a move against Houston into the game. Nice job by Journey defensively. High post area, Williams. Now in the corner, Heckel loses control of the ball. Here's Wright in the front court. Drives, pull up, 15-footer, swish from the right wing.
Really well executed from Chit Chat Wright, and she's getting hyped up, clapping, trying to get her teammates back to her energy level. Great defense there by the Hawks, turning their defense into offense.
She has 5, 22-12. UConn with 7 seconds. Here's Strong, top of the key, drops it inside. Fudd, no. Fight for the rebound, won by Layla Hayes, who is able to hold it to end the first quarter. There was a couple of Huskies there to try to get it away from her, which she wouldn't allow.
Yeah, she's doing a great job here, not playing scared. Freshman coming in here on this big stage against the #1 team in the country, and lots for Iowa to be happy and celebrate in this timeout after the turnover and steal that led to 2 points, and then getting a big stop to end the quarter.
Nice finish. First quarter for the Hawkeyes. UConn 22, Iowa 12. We'll head to the second after the break. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Life's busy. Quick Start makes it easier. From fresh hot coffee to delicious bakery treats and quick grab-and-go meals and snacks. Hey, we've got what you need when you're on the run. Need gas? We've got fully guaranteed fuel to keep you moving. Plus perks like free ATMs, no hidden fees, and free air for your tires. Convenience, savings, and a see you next time with a smile. We're your go-to for everything you need to keep your day on track. Stop in to Quick Start today.
Can you think of anything that costs the same today as it did 10 years ago? There isn't much. That is, unless you're a Mid-American Energy customer. Thanks to all the renewable energy we're generating, our customers pay nearly the same rate for electricity today as they did back when we were all singing, "Call Me Maybe." And with Mid-American making even more investments in clean energy, you can count on enjoying those same affordable rates for the next decade. Now that's obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
At the Machine Shed, it's all about making things from scratch. From our fresh-baked breads to serving real mashed potatoes. We source a variety of products from our community like locally grown sweet corn and garden fresh vegetables. A true dedication to the American farmer. We bake our own pies and our world-famous cinnamon rolls every morning. And you have to try our signature dessert, the apple dumpling. The Machine Shed doesn't do things the easy way, only the right way.
I-80 and Hickman Road, Urbandale. I-80 and Northwest Boulevard, Davenport.
You're listening to coverage of Hawkeye women's basketball, powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right.
Here's Wright at the elbow, hands it off to McCabe, free throw line. Now back to Wright for 3, got it from the right side. Chit Chat Wright with 5 points in the first quarter, starting to give the Hawkeyes some momentum, and that is the Remax move of the game in the first quarter. With Remax, it's more than numbers on a contract. It's about trust, honest advice, and expert guidance, because while numbers count, trust matters most. Remax, the official real estate partner of Hawkeye Athletics. And Catherine, Iowa pulls to within 10, but some offensive momentum in the last couple minutes of the quarter.
Yeah, Iowa called timeout halfway through that first quarter after 5 turnovers to open the game and only had 1 after that. So I think you saw them shore things up on the offensive end, saw a few shots fall, which always helps. Let's be honest, when you see the ball go through the net, that feels a lot better. And then I like what they're doing as far as switching up their defensive looks on these UConn bigs, Sarah Williams and Sarah Strong. You're seeing Journey Houston, you've seen Layla Hayes, and then, of course, Hannah Stolke and Ava Hayden rotating in and out. So keep doing that and switch up the look so they have to expect something different every time down.
Iowa basketball to start the second quarter. Kylie Fierbach still on the bench, getting that ankle taped up once again. Well, the Hawks have had to deal with too many injuries so far this year. And hopefully this be an opportunity to Kylie get back in the game. Here's Houston outside the paint. Gives it to McCabe. And now a jump shot from the right side by Hayes. And she's fouled in the act of shooting. Hawks will take that. Sarah Williams coming out to defend. He picks up her first personal.
Yeah, we'll call that a friendly whistle from Kevin Pethel, who does actually do a lot of Big Ten games. We've seen him in Iowa City a handful of times already this year, but we will take it. Like we said, Layla playing fearless out here.
Can't connect on the first free throw off the left side of the rim. And here comes Kylie Fierbach.
Really good sign to see Kylie head to the table to sub in this basketball game.
Second one by Hayes in the air, right through. 3 out of 4 from the line for Layla Hayes, and it's 22-13. UConn on top, just underway, second quarter. UConn basketball. Heckel, transfer from USC, 5'9" sophomore. Now Strong fakes a 3 straight away, drives down the left side of the lane, stops at the block, bank shot good.
Yeah, when we say she's a 3-level scorer, that's what we mean. She's 12, 15 feet. She's just as effective as she is on the block.
And just so smooth, too, with that basketball. Hayes comes out to screen for Wright, now drops it back to Layla, goes Strong to the glass, shot no good, got her own rebound, back to Fierbach, no good, 3-pointer left side off the right side of the rim. And a battle for the rebound. And the Hawkeyes will keep possession. Nice job by Journey Houston to keep it alive. Hannah Stolke back, 24-13 Huskies.
Really good minutes from Journey Houston, who's exiting the game now as Hannah returns. But she did a great job on both ends of the floor, and that offensive rebound is such a key part of what she brings to the table for Iowa.
Second chance opportunities, huge for Iowa. KK Arnold back for the Huskies. Just over a minute into the second quarter. Fierbach gets it into McCabe on the right side. One-hand pass to Chichat Wright in between the circles. Angles right. Now high post area, Stolke lost control of the ball, gathered it, and barely gets it to Fierbach after some contact. Now Kylie has it with 3 to shoot. Slips a pass to Hayes. Stop. Pull-up jumper. Good from 10 feet. Wow.
How about the freshman knowing the shot clock on the pick and roll action, hitting a 13-footer? Layla Hayes not missing a beat right now.
5 for Hayes. Smooth jumper. And the 3-pointer in and out by Fudd. Missed it left to the top of the key. Hayes the rebound. 24-15. Hawks are down but have the basketball. 8:10 left to go, second quarter. Here's Wright on the left side. Gets it to Stolke at the elbow. Puts it on the floor. Kicks it right side. Fierbach 3. No good off the right side of the rim, but the ball knocked out of bounds. Should be Iowa basketball as UConn touched it last before it went out along the baseline. Hayden for Hayes. Really good minutes for Layla Hayes.
Yeah, really good minutes from both those freshmen, Journey Houston and Layla Hayes. Gotta love that if you're Jan Jensen.
Inbounds play. Goes inside to Hayden. Left-handed shot is no good. Hawks with another offensive rebound. Here's McCabe. 3. Swish! Right at the top of the key. And now Taylor McCabe has hit a 3 in 7 straight games.
Man, she's automatic from 3 when she's got her feet set like that and shoulders squared to the rim.
Hawks pull to within 6. Fierbach doing a great job defensively on Fudd, trying to deny her the basketball. Round the arc. Inside Williams on the floor. Up and under move. Shot no. Contact with Hayden. And Ava's going to pick up her first.
Their feet just got tangled up. Kind of unfortunate, actually, but I suppose with the friendly whistle we got earlier, that's the game of basketball. You win some, you lose some. But how about this comeback, Rob? Cut it to 6 with 7:24 to go in the second quarter.
Really good start for the Hawkeyes in this quarter. And the free throw good by Williams. First of 2. She has 5, had 11 and 6 boards against Marquette. Of course, was the 2024 Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year. Second one strong off the bracket. Hawkeyes get the rebound. 25-18. Iowa down, but has the basketball. Right, free throw line extended on the right side. Gets it inside Stalky. Too much dribbling. She had it poked away into the hands of Fudd. UConn in the front court. Williams, top of the key area, gives it to Strong, fakes a 3, drives down the left side of the lane, right-handed layup good.
No help side defense, that was the problem there. Stolke was right on her hip, however, no help side slid over to help Hannah out to stop Sarah Strong driving to the rim.
Yeah, she's had an easy time getting to the basket. 27-18, UConn. Hawks with the ball, basket to our right. Here's Feuerbach, bounce pass to Stalky outside the paint near the block. Back to the basket, now puts it on the floor. Turnaround jumper off the window is good. Nice little 7-foot jumper. Great elevation by Hannah Stalky.
Yeah, Stalky said, you guys can get it off the glass like that. I'll do the same thing.
And a whistle inside as UConn quickly attacks the iron. And a Hawkeye foul will be on Hayden, and that's a quick 2 with 6:23 left to go in the second quarter, and that'll get Layla Hayes back in the game. Iowa down 7.
Yeah, that was a concern. Just knowing the depth and strength that UConn has at the post is keeping these Iowa posts out of foul trouble.
Ball possession for UConn. 3 deep in the corner. Sarah Strong swishes it.
And that's the third level to the 3-level scoring. It's that she has the ability to step out, stretch her D, and knock down 3-point field goals.
Just a smooth 3-pointer right in front of the Iowa bench. She has 16 of UConn's 30. Hawks down 10. Inside Hayes. Dribbles in the post. Now kicks it back to Feuerbach. Free throw line extended left. Gets a Hayes screen. Elbow. Now right side Stalky. And she lost control of the ball with the left-handed dribble. In transition, UConn scores with Quinones. And she got a chance for a 3-point play. Fouled on the layup.
Well, freaky fast transition offense there from UConn. And Quinones from Ecuador, the first player Connecticut's ever had in their program. She's played lots of international basketball, played in Italy before she got to UConn, and she knows what she's doing, and she's the one that comes off the bench, and she could be starting pretty much anywhere in the country. She is that talented. Big East Player of the Week last week coming off that campaign.
McCabe picks up her first foul. Free throw good. Quinones with 3. Here's the turnover that led to UConn points. And almost another one. Ball batted up in the air, but Hayes gathers it. Gets it back to Stremlo. In between the circles. 33-20. Hawks are down. Hayes goes to work in the post. And an extra step taken by Layla Hayes as she tried to make her way to the basket. Got the shot off from the right block, but took an extra step in doing so.
She saw she had her post buddy Jordy Houston open on the other block and just took a little bit too much time trying to let that develop.
5:22 left to go in the second quarter. Quinones right side. Now Strong. Looks like the Hawks have gone zone. Here's a Fudd 3 in and out. And Journey Houston the rebound. Hawks want that transition. And Houston didn't get the memo and had the ball knocked away at the timeline by Quinones. Hawks will retain possession, but there was a chance there for a little sideline break.
Yep, there was, but that's a tough one to have coming at you. 6'2" with all limbs. Tough defense to break if you don't see it coming.
Hawks get it in. Hayes, a foot off the elbow, back to the basket. We're under 5 second quarter. Iowa down 13. Stremlo tried to get it to McCabe. It's stolen away by Quinones. Drives in, shot no, and a charge is going to be called as McCabe held her ground defensively.
Really good call and really good defense from Taylor. I mean, she sees the height advantage that Quinones has on her. She's 6'2", very athletic, and Taylor did a great job just running right alongside her, as Taylor often does. And sure enough, took that shoulder right in the chest, the offensive foul call.
But you don't many times get that call.
No, good call by the official. Kevin's having a good day today.
So far, so good. And the Hawkeyes now have turned the ball over 4 times in the last 3 minutes. Went through a stretch like that in the first as UConn on a 6-0 run the last 132. At the game or at home, it's Wimmer's Premium Quality Hot Dogs and Sausages. And they score big time with family and friends. Take the highest quality beef and pork, combine it with natural spices, and you get the best tasting Midwestern hot dog. Wimmer's, the official hot dog of the Hawkeyes. Take a fast break on heating costs this winter and tune up your furnace, seal drafts, and visit midamericanenergy.com for more ways to stay warm while using less energy. Timeout on the floor with 4:49 left to go in the second. UConn 33, Iowa 20. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
RE/MAX is the official real estate partner of Iowa Athletics, and we understand there's a number for everything: square footage, down payment, interest rates. But how do you measure the trust you have in your agent? For a RE/MAX agent, it's not about numbers on a contract. It's being a trusted RE/MAX agent. That means you'll get honest advice, expert guidance, and someone who's committed to your success. Because while numbers count, trust is what truly matters. RE/MAX, the official real estate partner of Iowa Athletics. Each office independently owned and operated.
Hey fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
You're listening to coverage of Hawkeye women's basketball, powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right.
Well, the Hawks have had a pretty good quarter as UConn has scored 11, Iowa 8, as the number 1 Huskies lead at 33-20 with 4:49 left to go until halftime. Hayes with 5, Stalkey with 5 points, tough to come by for Iowa, and UConn already with 20 points in the paint. That's not only a post up, but the drive has been very effective as well. And Sarah Strong, 7 of 10 from the floor, already with 16 points.
Sarah Strong, I remember seeing an interview with Coach Oriema last year, and he's not one to really dole out praise, but I remember even in her freshman campaign last year, hearing from Coach Gino that she may be one of the best ever to wear a Connecticut jersey, and that's saying something when you look at the who's who of, you know, National Players of the Year, WNBA Players of the Year, et cetera, that come out of this Connecticut program. And Sarah Strong showing us, like you said, not just the layups on the block, but driving from the high post, finishing in transition, and then stepping out and hitting 3-point field goals as well. She's got 2 of them already today.
But she's a 34% three-point shooter, but the last 5 games has been knocking them down at a 50% clip, and obviously tough in transition. And if you come out and defend that 3-pointer on her, which she can certainly hit, then she gets right by you with that quick first step. As another turnover, full court pressure, Sarah Strong, an easy 2. Hawkeyes take it out, get it back in, down 35-20, and that's how fast this UConn team can put it on you.
It is, in that variety of ways. They hurt you in a variety of ways, but that Iowa's 11th turnover, 18 turnover points for Connecticut. So here they are with this on-ball pressure that Iowa worked on this week in practice.
But a backcourt foul by Quinones. That's her second. Hawks get it in the backcourt. Houston, miscommunication with Hayes, and the ball is dug up by Quinones. Almost went out of bounds, but she saved it along the sideline. And a strong 3, no good from the right side. Rebound taken down by Houston. To right, whips a pass to Strimlow. Left wing, fakes a 3, gets it to right, comes off a screen, and buries the 3 at the top of the key.
Need more looks for Chit Chat Wright. She's been highly effective from 3, and they're finding ways to get her open in this transition. It's the best way to avoid the Connecticut press.
And she got that off in a hurry, looking to score, which is a great sign. 35-23 UConn. Get it inside. Zabel, only averaging 5.6, got free along the baseline. and then is fouled as she attempted a layup.
Isabella, player out of the Madison, Wisconsin area that Coach Jay spent a lot of time trying to recruit back in the day, but when you got, it's hard when you're in competition with the University of Connecticut. I just want to go back to what I was saying about avoiding the Connecticut pressure. And what they're doing is pressing off of makes and dead balls. So when you can get a steal, you can get a stop where there's a missed field goal and you get the defensive rebound, you avoid that full court pressure and eliminate and much lower your chances of turning it over in the backcourt.
Isabel knocks down both free throws. 37-23. Hawks get it into the front court all by herself. Wright can't connect from the elbow. Missed it from 15. UConn gets the rebound and a down court pass. Bounce pass picked off by Stremlo. Brings it across the timeline. 3:35 left to go in the second quarter. Hawks with the basketball, working it around the arc. Here's Houston at the free throw line. Left side, Stremlo will fire a three, and it rolls in. Knocked it down from the left wing.
The Wisconsin on Wisconsin matchup. Taylor very familiar with Ali Zabel, and she was ready to lock and load that three.
First bucket for Stremlo, 37-26 UConn. Here's Zabel for three, right wing, no. Houston the rebound. One and done for the Huskies. Right across the timeline. Gives it off to McCabe. Now Stremlo in between the circles, tries to direct traffic, gets a screen for Houston, drives down the right side. Nice position, pump fake, and the shot is blocked from behind by Strong. She's been everywhere. Brings it herself across the timeline. Drives paint, right hand layup, good.
Well, that told you all you need to know about Sarah Strong. She comes from the secondary defender, help side, gets a block, retains it, and then takes it 90 feet and finishes all by herself. She is quite a basketball player.
39-26, UConn, as Stremlo brings the ball across the timeline against pressure. Drops it off for Wright, now back to Stremlo, tees up a three and buries it from the left wing. Same spot, back-to-back threes for Taylor Stremlo.
And keep these threes going, they're keeping things close enough with UConn.
Off the dribble, mid-range jumper, Fudd, no good. Missed it from the right baseline. Hawks get the rebound. Here's McCabe across the timeline, will slow the pace. 39-29, approaching 2 minutes left to go in the second. Hawks are down, but with the basketball. Here's Houston, just holding it on the right side, had it poked away, regathers, and gets it to Wright. Houston with a screen. Chit-chat, crossover dribble, goes to the baseline, tries to whip a pass to the top of the key, and it's picked off by Strong. Brings it herself down the left side. Now Arnold on the right side of the wing. Drives, baseline, goes up in the paint, and is fouled.
Yeah, you can see Coach Jensen is pleading with these Iowa bigs to just stay straight up. Don't try to block the shot necessarily, especially when you have a guard driving on you. You're 6'4". Let them shoot over you. But, you've seen Iowa have a couple of chances, Rob, where they get a stop on the defensive end and then come down and don't necessarily capitalize. So here it's just a 10-point game, and I think that can be something to focus on in the halftime break is, hey, guys, when we get a stop here, let's go down and execute, especially in those scenarios.
Hawks 5 of their last 7 from the floor. Hayes with the foul on the Arnold shot, and she misfires on the first free throw attempt. Second one in the air, got it. Arnold with 4 and 22 against Marquette. Full court pressure. Hawks get it into Stolke. Drops it off for Chit-Chat Wright. Signals the play as she crosses the timeline. Iowa down 11. Stolke comes out 17 feet away to get the ball. Now to Houston. Puts it on the floor. Now back to Addie Deal into the game. Drives right side, trying to get a pass inside to a cutting Wright, and it's knocked out of bounds by UConn. Those are tough passes to make against this defense.
A lot of traffic to be throwing those, and that's what Chit-Chat did a possession ago. Trying to pass over them is usually not the best route. Path of least resistance, passing against Connecticut.
Off the inbounds play, Houston has it knocked away and out of bounds by Strong. Hawks will keep it, but now just 6 to shoot with 1:16 left to go in the second. Iowa down 40-29. Feuerbach to throw it in. Looks opposite side, gets it inside to Stolke, goes up strong off the window and finishes in traffic.
We haven't seen Hannah do that since the early going of the first quarter, but I love it. She drew a little contact and then went up strong.
Hawks pull to within 9. UConn with the basketball. Strong in the corner. Gets it back to Arnold. Now high post area. Williams turns. looks for somebody to toss it to, and then Addie Deal does the job defensively and calls a timeout on the floor as they tried to get the ball to Fudd on a back door, and the Hawks read it beautifully.
Really good decision by Addie Deal, too. That was a zone defensive look from Iowa, and although Addie was playing the top line, she saw AZ cutting back door and made the decision to stick with her and tie that basketball up and get the steal. A really heady play by the freshman.
And got the timeout. So the Hawks will have the basketball with 51.8 left to go in the second quarter, as Iowa has pulled to within 9 at 40-31. Don't forget to stop by and see what everyone is talking about at the Watermill Kitchen and Bar, voted the 2025 Best New Restaurant by the Corridor Business Journal. This modern Midwestern restaurant, located in the heart of the Iowa River Landing, features chef-inspired takes on all of your favorite dishes, with amazing daily specials, unique cocktails, and monthly events. Hawkeye basketball. Houston gets it into Wright. Arnold on her. Chit-Chat brings it across the timeline, dribbles behind her back to set up the Iowa offense. Angles toward the right, now tries to come back toward the center of the court, drives down the right side and throws it away. Tried to get it to Houston, but nobody there. Here's a fast break opportunity. UConn short jumper, no good by Shade. Hawks get the rebound with Addie Deal. Still down 9. The Hawks can hold for the final shot with 20 seconds left to go. And here's a ball tapped away at midcourt. Fudd.
Out of bounds.
Looked like she got a hand on it, but it's going to be a turnover on the Hawkeyes with 17.5 left to go.
And not one of those plays that's reviewable now. You could see Coach Jay asking her assistants, hey guys, should we review this or not? It's a pivotal moment.
So Fudd will hold the ball out near the timeline with 8 seconds. Gets it back from Strong. Angles right side. Pull up 15-foot jumper. Good.
Well, AZ was bound to get one to go eventually. She's kind of had a tight rim working against her. It seemed like most of this half, lots of shots going in and out. But if you're Iowa, I think going into this halftime, down 11, you wish you had a couple of those late turnovers back. Definitely, don't get me wrong, but you got to be feeling okay about that first half.
Hawks played well in the second quarter. That was just a 1-point differential after being down 22-12 after 1. It was UConn scored 20, Iowa 19 in the second quarter. The Hawks made 6 of their last 8 from the floor, but 15 turnovers certainly stick out. We'll go over the stats and have the rest of the Hawkeye halftime show for you when we come back to the Barclays Center in downtown Brooklyn, New York. Halftime score, UConn 42, Iowa 31. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Flu season is here. Get your flu shot today at your local Hy-Vee pharmacy. It's easy, convenient, and no appointment is necessary. Plus, when you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, earn a 20-cent fuel saver. That's right, a 20-cent fuel saver. Get your flu shot when it's convenient for you. Schedule online or just stop by your Hy-Vee pharmacy. No appointment necessary. Help your family stay healthy. Get your flu shot and get a 20-cent fuel saver only at Hy-Vee. See store for details. Some restrictions apply.
Did you know that UI uses the same amount of energy as the rest of Iowa City? That's why we have our own power plant and we're committed to making it clean. Deep in the boiler rooms, engineers from the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative are optimizing the power plant so it can handle cost-effective alternate fuels more efficiently. Learn more about it at uiowaenergycollaborative.com. That's uiowaenergycollaborative.com.
You power your day with passion and purpose. It's the same for Alliant Energy. We're modernizing the grid, blending new, renewable, and traditional energy sources to meet growing demand safely and reliably. We're rising to the challenge to meet your energy needs today and for generations to come. Visit alliantenergy.com/poweringbeyond to learn more.
RE/MAX is the official real estate partner of Iowa Athletics, and we understand there's a number for everything: square footage, down payment, interest rates. But how do you measure the trust you have in your agent? For a RE/MAX agent, it's not about numbers on a contract. It's being a trusted RE/MAX agent. That means you'll get honest advice, expert guidance, and someone who's committed to your success. Because while numbers count, trust is what truly matters. RE/MAX, the official real estate partner of Iowa Athletics. Each office independently owned and operated.
Comedy powerhouse Dane Cook is coming to Riverside Casino and Golf Resort on Friday, February 13th. Known for his unparalleled stage presence and outrageous observational humor, Cook's catalog has been streamed over 1 billion times worldwide. Along with his unforgettable comedic genius, he has starred in movies such as My Best Friend's Girl, Employee of the Month, and Good Luck Chuck. Don't miss out. Get your tickets now at riversidecasinoandresort.com or visit our gift shop.
On the Hawkeye Sports Network from Learfield, this is the Hawkeye Halftime Show. Here's Rob Brooks and former Hawkeye Catherine Reynolds.
We are back at the Barclays Center where Iowa trails Connecticut at the half, 42-31. And it is time for our halftime stats report, brought to you by Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee, the official grocery partner of Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball. Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. Well, looking at the Iowa side of the box score first, Iowa sitting at 46% shooting from the field in the first half on 11 of 24. Shooting from 3, 5 for 11 for just under 46%. And then from the free throw line, 4 for 6 for 66.7%. Leading scorer for the Hawkeyes is point guard Chit Chat Wright with 8 points on 3 of 6 shooting. She's got 2 3-point field goals, 1 rebound, a couple of assists, and a steal. So a really nice first half from Chit Chat. Second leading scorer is Hannah Stolke. She is 3 for 3 from the field, but got 2 rebounds to go along with it. 4 turnovers for Hannah. A little bit of a defensive pressure getting to her there. For Connecticut, shooting 50% from the field as a team on 17 of 34. 3 for 11 from 3, just 27%, well below their numbers. So I key to lock in it on the second half as they'll come out guns a-blazing. And then from the free throw line, 5 for 7, 71% for Connecticut. Leading scorer is Sarah Strong with 20 points on 9 of 13 shooting. She's 2 for 5 from 3, has 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and get this, 5 steals for the power forward for Connecticut. She's the one doing the majority of the damage. Next leading scorer just sitting at 6. That's AZ Fudd, who had a little bit of a rim on the basket. Look to see her come out. She's looking for her shots as she had a lot rim out on her in that first half. Stat comparison, Iowa just 5 points off of Connecticut turnovers, whereas Connecticut scored 21 points off of Iowa's 15 first half turnovers. And then paint points, Connecticut 24 to Iowa's 8. So as Ava Hayden comes back in the game with those 2 fouls here in the second half, look to see Iowa feed her and Hannah Stolke. Been some of their best looks so far in this basketball game.
Hawkeyes hanging in there, down 11 at the half as the Huskies lead it 42-31. Back with more on the Hawkeye Halftime Show after the break. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
American Equity salutes today's hero of the game, honoring those who serve at every Hawkeye game. Just as our veterans safeguard our freedom, American Equity helps protect your financial future. Named one of Newsweek's most trustworthy insurance companies in America 3 years in a row, American Equity delivers secure retirement income with the service you deserve. Join American Equity in honoring and thanking all who serve our country.
Attention Hawkeye fans, Big Grove is proud to be an official craft brewery of the Iowa Hawkeyes. Whether you're at the game or watching from home, Big Grove has got you covered. Enjoy an easy Eddie from the stands or visit them for every Hawkeye game at any of their 4 convenient Iowa locations in Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, Des Moines, or Solon. Big Grove Brewery, your official watch party headquarters of the Hawkeyes. Go Hawks! Big Grove Brewery, an official craft brewery of the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Life moves fast. Quickstar keeps up. Whether it's fresh coffee, a delicious bakery treat, or our take-home meals that make life easier, we've got everything you need right here. Because your comfort and cravings deserve the best. And while you're fueling up with Quickstar's fully guaranteed gasoline, we've got great services like free ATMs and free air. We're all about saving you time, money, and making your life easy. Quickstar's here for you whenever you need us.
Did you know that UI uses the same amount of energy as the rest of Iowa City? That's why we have our own power plant and we're committed to making it clean. Deep in the boiler rooms, engineers from the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative are optimizing the power plant so it can handle cost-effective alternate fuels more efficiently. Learn more about it at uiowaenergycollaborative.com. That's uiowaenergycollaborative.com.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Iowa. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
Hawks made 6 of their last 8 from the field to end the second quarter. UConn scored last and lead 42-31. Welcome back to the Hawkeye halftime show. Time to check scores across the country. Women's basketball, number 13 Vanderbilt 77, Texas Southern 32. That early in the fourth quarter. Number 25 Princeton 45, George Mason 43. That also with 9:21 left to go in the fourth. Number 3, South Carolina 32. Marina Harmon's Florida Gulf Coast team 16. 7:41 left in the second. And number 4, UCLA later on will host Long Beach State. Number 9, TCU and Kansas State at 5 o'clock. And then earlier today is the first game of the Champions Classic in Brooklyn. It was number 16 Louisville 89, number 17 Tennessee 65. And also Rutgers has defeated Lafayette in Piscataway 54-45. We'll have more on the Hawkeye halftime show after the break. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Dives for lunch.
The Juicy Lucy. Essentially, it's a burger, but with cheese on the inside.
James Beard Award winners for dinner.
French technique, but Midwestern ingredients. It's a little unbecoming to lick the bowl, but...
Plan your next trip at exploreminnesota.com.
Our mission at Oak Knoll is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through Life Care. I'm Steve Rowe, CEO. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served the Iowa City area for 58 years. Oak Knoll is located near the University of Iowa Hospitals and Clinics, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, Hancher Auditorium, and downtown Iowa City. Visit our website at oakknoll.com to learn more. We are a proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Go Hawks!
What does it mean to be locally owned and operated? For Cenex, it means everything. It means that we know if you take your coffee to go or if you like to stay a while. It means we've helped Little Leagues get jerseys and local festivals get funding. It means we know what our communities need, so you'll always leave Cenex with a full tank, full of snacks, or full of smiles, or all of the above. And that means the world to us. Cenex, powered locally.
Abbott in the Big Ten. 18 schools, one blood drive competition with a life-saving purpose. We give blood. This season, your one donation helped save up to 3 lives. And together, we saved over 200,000. But the need for blood never stops. So keep your sleeves rolled up. Keep giving blood. Keep saving lives. Visit big10.org/Abbott to donate.
In Minnesota, we don't hide from winter. We embrace it. When there's a nip in the air, we take on the trails. For every layer you wear, there's a new experience waiting for you.
It's a little unbecoming to lick the bowl, but...
Plan your next trip at exploreminnesota.com.
Hawks back out on the court, warming up. Basket to our left, getting ready for third quarter action. Down 42-31 to number 1 UConn. Big day in college football as last night Alabama defeated the Oklahoma Sooners to advance in the college football playoffs. Will play in the Rose Bowl against Indiana, and right now Miami has a 3-0 lead over Texas A&M. Late stages in the third quarter, so a very low-scoring game down in Texas. Later on today, it is Tulane and Ole Miss. And then tonight, James Madison will take on Oregon. Also in the FCS playoffs today, it'll be Montana and Montana State at 4 o'clock. And Illinois State, who defeated number 1 North Dakota State, and then won out on the West Coast against UC Davis, will be at Villanova this afternoon. That's actually tonight, 7:30. Illinois State at 11-4, Villanova at 12-1. Hawkeyes were down by as many as 15 at the 4:44 mark of the second quarter, have pulled to within 11, 42-31. Third quarter action coming up next from Brooklyn. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide, experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, 988 provides the direct connection to free, confidential, and compassionate support. When you call, text, or chat 988, you'll be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. There is hope. You are not alone. For 24/7 support, call or text 988 or chat 988lifeline.org. A message from Iowa HHS.
This is Jordan Sekefetz here for my dad Brian and his crew at Dodge Street Tire. For over 30 good years, they have taken care of their customers and treated them like neighbors. This season, if your car or truck is struggling to compete, take a shot with Dodge Street Tire. You won't have to jump through hoops to ensure quality and honest service for Hawkeye fans everywhere. Whether it's new tires or engine trouble, Dodge Street Tire will score a win for you and your family. At the corner of Dodge and Church Street.
Hey fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Iowa Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
Rob Brooks, Catherine Reynolds back inside the Barclays Center, Brooklyn, New York, as we get set for the third quarter. Hawks down 42-31. University of Iowa Energy Collaborative is proud to be the presenting sponsor of Hawkeye women's basketball this year, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right. Learn more at uiowaenergycollaborative.com. Also, Dodge Street Tire and Auto, locally owned and operated, and voted best of the area for 12 straight years, proudly supports Hawkeye women's basketball. Trust Dodge Street Tire for honest auto repair and the best deals on Goodyear and Toyo tires. Dodge Street Tire and Auto, celebrating over 30 good years on the corner of Dodge and Church Streets. UConn basketball at midcourt. Kylie Feuerbach in the starting lineup for the Hawkeyes to start the third with Stalky, Hayden, McCabe, and Wright. Strong at the top of the key. Right side, Fudd. Now baseline, Strong whips the ball around the arc. Left side, three-pointer, good by KK Arnold.
Really good ball movement from Connecticut. Seeing that Iowa came out to start the half in that zone defense, they just made the extra pass and found the open shooter.
Right. Dribbles behind her, back, gets away from the defender, which frees up McCabe. Can't hit the three-pointer from the short corner on the right side. Rebound down to UConn. And then McCabe got a hand on the ball, knocked it out of bounds along the side. It'll stay with UConn, up 45-31.
I heard the crowd ooh and ahs. Chit Chat had KK Arnold in the splits, which is, they call that breaking ankles, I think.
Well, she's got that ability. Quick first step, can get by a good ball handler. As UConn whips it around the arc, three-pointer right side, no good. Fudd has only 6 points, averaging 17.7. Hawks get the rebound, And then in transition, good defense by Sarah Williams to knock the ball out of bounds along the baseline. Hawks will keep the basketball.
Well, good to see Kylie Feuerbach after rolling her ankle early in this game to start this half and get her feet back under her.
Only played 8:33 of the first 20. She gets it into Hayden on the left wing, holds the ball high, now hands it off to Kylie, working the baseline, tries to whip a pass inside to Hayden, and it's stolen away by Arnold. Arnold brings it into the front court to Fudd. Whips it around the arc, good extra pass, three-pointer good from Shade. Strong to Shade, deep corner three, and UConn starts hot here in the third. And then another pass that is batted out of bounds, this time by Fudd. Boy, you've got to really take care of the basketball.
You do, especially when they're as dangerous as Connecticut is from three. You know, back-to-back threes, they stretch this lead really, really quickly. So things happen fast. I think Iowa needs a score here to tighten this back up.
Yeah, they turn you over and take advantage. Right down the right side of the lane. Layup no good, but dug up her own rebound. Brings it left side. Now bounce pass into Stalky. Whips it to a slashing Ava Hayden. Right-handed layup is good.
And that was taking advantage of a mismatch. There's been several of those throughout the game that we haven't executed on, but good job there of seeing Hannah Stolke had the undersized guard on her.
And she was close to the rim. Could have taken it herself. Off the dribble. 15-foot jumper. Fudd no good. Rebound to the Hawkeyes. Stalke gets it to Stremlo now into the game. 48-33. Hawks are down. And another mistake with the basketball by the Hawkeyes, just outside on the perimeter. Gives it to UConn.
A simple focus one there, and you don't see that from McKay a lot. She just wasn't ready for the pass.
Always see that basketball, right? Every coach will tell you from middle school on. Here's Fudd on the left side, kicks it back out, strong, knocks down the three-pointer left to the top of the key.
Yeah, well, Connecticut going 3 for 3 in the first 2 minutes from three-point range wasn't what Iowa had on that whiteboard as they talked things over at the half.
And what, just 3 out of 11 in the first 2 quarters? Percentage-wise, you knew they'd start knocking them down, and they have. 51-33 UConn. Here's Stremlo, hesitation on the left side, tried to get it inside, and the ball goes out of bounds. I think the Hawks got a break here. I didn't see that ball tipped by anybody.
And neither did Gino. He's wondering, their whole staff's like, what are you guys talking about? No one touched that.
And the official out on the top made the call, and smart play here to review it.
Yeah, I think that's going Connecticut's direction. No real change of direction of the basketball, indicating a deflection.
I had a pretty good angle at that one. I'd be surprised if the Hawkeyes hold possession, but the play is under review. And all plays under review. Brought to you by Athletico. Physical therapy. You don't need a jersey to move with purpose or permission to take your healing seriously. At Athletico, recovery fuels what's possible. Move like you mean it. Schedule your free assessment at athletico.com. Proud partner of the Iowa Hawkeyes. Well, as far as reviews go, this shouldn't take very long.
No,
none of them really should, but sometimes they do.
Oh, often they do, and you would think this one, unless Kevin's going to bat for himself on this not being deflected, but...
well, he didn't. He wasn't in position really to make the call. It happened along the baseline, and he makes it out on the right wing, so...
Yeah, it was another...
Had to be blocked off.
Another unforced turnover for Iowa, and that's what I think you're seeing the frustration right now from Coach Jensen in this timeout, is that there have been opportunities. And, yeah, obviously, not to beat a dead horse, 17 turnovers, everybody knows that's too many, and we've still got 17 minutes left to play in this game, so that much is clear. But it's the unforced ones. Connecticut's going to force enough of them that when you have opportunities for clean possessions, you just can't have plays like that. And the one we saw right before, pass goes right through someone's hands out of bounds. That one, there's no one there, and it goes out of bounds in the corner. So all that being said, I think it can be cleaned up. It actually is maybe a good thing to know that these unforced turnovers you can eliminate.
UConn starts hot here in the third quarter, has outscored Iowa 9-2. 7:20 left to go. Third quarter, 51-33 Huskies, and this will be reversed. It'll be UConn basketball. With RE/MAX, it's more than just numbers on a contract. It's about trust, honest advice, and expert guidance, because while numbers count, trust matters most. RE/MAX, the official real estate partner of the Iowa Hawkeyes. Also, Hawk fans, enjoy your home away from home at Coralville's all-suite Homewood Suites and the Home 2 Suites, both Hilton hotels. Relax in those spacious suites with kitchens. Enjoy free breakfast, 24-hour gym, pool, hot tub, and more. Perfectly located for your next Hawkeye visit. So the Hawkeyes will retreat and set up its defense. Wright, Stremlow, McCabe, Stalkey, and Hayden, and you just kind of figure maybe Kylie, obviously not 100%.
No, she's definitely not. She's pretty ginger on that ankle, and she's a player that goes full go, and she's extremely tough. So to see her sitting out of this basketball game, she wants to be out there just as much as the next one. So you know Kylie's must be in some pain in that ankle that she tweaked in the first quarter. Not to mention, you know, these coaches want her out there. She's probably the best defender on the Iowa team when it comes to one-on-one defense.
So the challenge works in the favor of UConn, as each team will get a challenge. And UConn brings it into the front court. Works it around the arc. Here's Fudd on the left wing, drops it inside. Williams spins toward the baseline, goes up, right hand, good. Really quick move once she got the ball.
Really quick and really athletic. She knew exactly what she wanted to do with it. And pretty good defense from Hayden, just a better move.
53-33. UConn has broken this one open after 42-31 at the half. Here's Stalkey, top of the key, drops it inside. Hayden, and gets it to go. Just enough to get it over the right side of the rim.
Sort of creeped over, but again, the high-low action between Stolke and Hayden. Oh, that's got to be an offensive foul on Sarah Williams, and it is. She just hooked Ava Hayden the entire time posting up, and Ava likes to stand her ground, so you know there was a lot of contact going on there.
Yeah, down on the right block. Hayden popped right up.
22, Sarah Williams, her second.
Williams, a transfer from Wisconsin, picks up her second Iowa basketball against some pressure. Though Arnold will back off. Chit-chat right as she brings it across the timeline in the Women's Champions Classic logo. Stremlow, top of the key. Stalkey. Hayden comes out in the short corner to retrieve the basketball. Now back to Wright. Everything on the right side of the floor with 6 to shoot. Now go into Hayden. Left hand shot, no. Stalkey grabs the rebound, goes up. It's too far underneath the hoop. And the ball taken away by UConn. Here's Arnold. She drove in, then kicked it back to Williams at the elbow. Now Arnold hands it off to Fudd. Reverse the ball to Strong. Now inside Fudd, makes the catch, dribbles, kicks it back out. 18-foot jumper Williams, short. Ball loose, dug up by Hayden. Down court pass to McCabe. 53-35 UConn. Stremlow in between the circles. Reverses it to Wright. Looks inside, throws inside, and Hayden a wild pass. And just no chance of anything happening there. Trying to little hook pass along the baseline to Stremlow. And the ball goes out of bounds. It's another Hawkeye turnover. Was trying to make something happen, but nothing there.
No, there wasn't. A little too much mustard on that pass, like you said. A good action, the backdoor cut from Stremlow, but pass she had no chance of retrieving. Iowa going back into this zone defense here now.
53-35 UConn with the lead in the basketball. 5:17 to go in the third. Inside outside action, 3-ball, no good by Fudd. She's been off, but we'll get another attempt, and this time she's on. Knocks that one down left to the top of the key for 3.
Well, she misses 5 in a row and she hits her 6, but if you give her those wide open of looks, squared up, feet facing the rim, she's bound to hit one eventually, as we've talked about.
Not scared to take that next one.
And she shouldn't be. You know, Izzy Fudd has earned the right to have confidence.
56-35, Hawks go in deep, and Hannah Stalkey goes up and scores off the window. Good strength by Stalkey. She has 9. Quick 3 in the corner, no good by Fudd, but another opportunity after the shade rebound. Now on the move is Quinones kicks it right side, strong three, no. Rebound, put back, good. Working the boards, AZ Fudd with 11.
Now 2 missed box outs on that possession by Iowa led to 2 Connecticut offensive rebounds and 3 shot attempts. Again, they're going to go 33%, hit one of those 3.
And the Hawks did a good job rebounding and keeping UConn to 1 shot in the first half. Hayes back in there with the ball. Flips it back out to Stremlo. 3 is good from the left wing.
Really good to see that 3 go down, because that's been the difference in this second half. A lot of Connecticut 3-pointers going in and not so many Iowa. So good to see a little momentum here, and always good to see a called timeout. Coach Oriam was a little frustrated. He'd like to see that. Good job, Iowa. Keep doing that.
Right. That pulls the Hawks to within 18 at 58-40. 3 threes for Taylor Stremlo with 4 minutes left to go in the third. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
At Mid-American Energy, our 1.6 million customers depend on our energy 24/7. That's why we work 24/7 to deliver the safe, reliable energy you need. To keep our 99.9% reliability record, we're enhancing our technology, improving resiliency, and investing in critical infrastructure. We're generating power from all available resources to cover any increases in demand. And we're innovating to ensure you always have the energy you need. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Hawkeye fans, gear up for game day with Big Grove. As an official craft brewery of the Iowa Hawkeyes, they bring you the ultimate game-watching experience. Sip on fan favorites like Easy Eddie, Citrus Surfer, and Neighborhood Beer while cheering on the Hawks. Can't make it to the stadium? No worries. Join them at any of their 4 Iowa locations in Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, Des Moines, and Solon. Big Grove Brewery, your official watch party headquarters of the Hawkeyes. Go Hawks!
American Equity salutes today's hero of the game, honoring those who serve at every Hawkeye game. Just as our veterans safeguard our freedom, American Equity helps protect your financial future. Named one of Newsweek's most trustworthy insurance companies in America 3 years in a row, American Equity delivers secure retirement income with the service you deserve. Join American Equity in honoring and thanking all who serve our country.
You're listening to coverage of Hawkeye women's basketball, powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right.
Well, UConn came out on fire in the third quarter. They have knocked down 4 3-pointers on 8 attempts, 6 of 12 overall. Iowa 4 of 8 in quarter number 3, and the Taylor Stremlo 3, and that's a good sign, as Iowa has been shooting the ball much better from 3, and right now 6 out of 13 on the day, which is good news going forward for sure.
Definitely, and like you said, that first half, Connecticut shooting the 3 at 27%. Here in the third quarter, 50%. So they've upped their game in that category. Means Iowa has to do the exact same thing, especially when you're playing from behind. But if there's one thing you know about this UConn team, it's they will not take the press off. They will continue to be just as relentless in their defensive pressure as if the game were 0-0. Crazy stat, Rob. Last year in the NCAA tournament, Connecticut's average margin of victory was 32.5 points, and that's in the NCAA tournament, arguably your hardest games of the year. So I say that to say it doesn't matter what the scoreboard shows. They will not give up, and I know Iowa won't either. Keep getting those threes to fall and chip away one possession at a time.
Just play the full 40, no matter what happens. Remember, we talked a lot about that Michigan game. Way down, over 20 points, ended up a 3-point basketball game. Wright, Deal, Houston, Hayes, Stremlo, the 5 for the Hawkeyes. UConn basketball, 4 minutes left to go in the third, up 18. Hawks have been outscored 16-9 in the quarter. KK Arnold, top of the key, pulls up her dribble, gets it off to Strong, short jumper just outside the paint, no good, and nice job by Stremlo to get the rebound and hang on to the basketball. She brings it in the front court, hesitates, stops 16 feet away, gets it to Hayes. Now back to Stremlo on the left wing. Now Deal in between the circles. Reverses her dribble. Now gets it to Wright with 11 to shoot. Makes a move on the right side of the court. Now back to Deal. She's going to have to go with 5. Gets a screen, puts it on the floor. and has it knocked away and kicked it out of bounds. So there's the on-ball pressure by Fudd.
On-ball pressure, and then I think Layla Hayes came out to bail her out to set a ball screen, but she set it on the low side into all of the help side defense, so Addie really had nowhere to go.
UConn basketball on top by 18. 3:05 left to go in the third quarter from Brooklyn. Here's Arnold. Gives it in the corner. Quinones drives baseline and lost control of the ball along the baseline area. And it'll be Hawkeye basketball. Houston will throw it in. This is a good training ground against pressure defense. Really good pressure defense. They don't trap. They're just D up 75 feet away. Here's Wright. Brings it toward the left side of the court. Houston sets a screen. Reverse the ball to Stremlo. Now Hayes outside the paint near the block. Spins in the paint. Shot is no good. Bounced on the iron a couple of times and taken away by UConn. 58-40. Three-pointer Fudd. No good from the short corner left side. Went over the top of the window and out of bounds. Transition three didn't go. Iowa basketball.
Well, that's 3 stops in a row for the Iowa defense. Just look to get some momentum going your way on the offensive end.
Here's Wright. On the left side, gives it high post area to Houston. Inside, Hayes tried to make a move outside the semicircle. Lost control of the ball and out of bounds.
Just trying to do a little bit too much if you're Layla. You know, and these Iowa posts have it ingrained in them not to dribble the basketball, and so I think that's maybe what happened to her there. Is she had a lot of ground to cover between her position and the rim, trying not to take a dribble. Probably traveled, even though they didn't call it as well. So either way, heads UConn's direction.
And we have seen today why you don't want to dribble in the post.
No question. That was swarming you.
58-40 still. Both teams' inability to score. And here's the ball thrown away by Shade into the hands of Wright. Drops it off to Deal. She's on the right side. Now whips it inside. Stalky goes to work. High off the window and scores.
There you go. String it together. UConn on a 2.5-minute scoring drought. Make something happen here, Hawks. Get a little momentum.
58-42. Hawks playing defense. UConn whipping the ball around the outer arc. And now the ball batted away. Nice defensive job by Houston in the paint. And a lob pass run down by Wright in the corner. And she'll bring it back out to set things up. Free throw line extended right. High post area, Houston. Drops it inside, Stalky. Goes up, left-hand shot, no good. Ball loose along the baseline. Touched last by Hannah and out of bounds. UConn basketball. But the Hawks had got a good look. Got it in deep, just couldn't convert.
Yeah, you could tell the coaches were calling to get the basketball back to Hannah, who's been shooting it highly efficiently today, 5 for 7. And, you know, this is what an opportunity for Hannah Stolke. There's a handful of WNBA coaches in the building here today. The new Dallas Wings coach, the new Liberty coach. List goes on, and you can bet they're watching Hannah Stolke, a Team USA gold medal winner, going up against some of the best defense in the country. See what she has and what she can do against players like Sarah Strong.
Stalky has done a good job for the most part, finishing in heavy traffic right around the rim. UConn brings it into the front court on top, 58-42. Approaching 1 minute left to go in the third. Cross court pass, good ball movement. Fudd, three, swish to the left wing.
Well, that's how UConn has scouted this Iowa zone. They're just making the extra pass and making extra rotations for the Iowa zone very difficult.
And Stremlo has it taken away at midcourt by Quinones. Layup good. Just picked her pocket.
Sure did. The 6'2 Quinones, again, one of the shining star freshmen for this UConn lineup.
She has 5. Hawks into the front court with Chit-Chat right down 63-42. Inside, reverse layup, tough move by Stremlo, and she is hammered as she brought it from the right side to the left side of the court and will shoot 2.
The third personal, second team foul. McCabe checks back in for Iowa.
McCabe for Deal with 27.2 left to go in the third.
2 shots.
Williams picks up her third. Stremlo at the line, connects on the first. Hawks have done a good job at the free throw line today.
They have, and they needed to. You know, it's something that's been a theme so far this season is, 50, 60% from the free throw line. Hawks today already set 6 for 8 as we get updated here, so doing a much better job today.
Stremlo knocks down both of them, 63-44. 20 seconds left to go in the third quarter. UConn with the lead in the basketball. Here's Strong. Feeds right side. Fudd hesitates along the baseline and drops it off for Heckel, who drives in and scores.
After paying so much attention to AZ Fudd, the backdoor cut was missed by Heckel.
Her first basket. Hawks in the front court. Desperation three at the buzzer. Right wing, no. Jinchak couldn't get it to go.
UConn Huskies 65. Iowa
As the third quarter comes to a close, as the UConn outscores the Hawks 23-13 in the third. Huskies connect on 3 of their last 3 from the field. UConn 65, Iowa 44. Fourth quarter action coming up next. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Did you know that UI uses the same amount of energy as the rest of Iowa City? That's why we have our own power plant and we're committed to making it clean. Deep in the boiler rooms, engineers from the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative are optimizing the power plant so it can handle cost-effective alternate fuels more efficiently. Learn more about it at uiowaenergycollaborative.com. That's uiowaenergycollaborative.com.
Hawk fans, stop in and visit the newly renovated guest rooms at Hyatt Regency Coralville Hotel and Conference Center, located in the heart of Iowa River Landing. Stay within walking distance of Extreme Arena, home of the Iowa Hawkeye volleyball team, as well as great restaurants, shopping, and scenic walking trails along the Iowa River. Hyatt Regency Coralville is also the home of Hawk Talk with Jan Jensen and Ben McCullum. Come together at Hyatt Regency Coralville, where everything you need is right here.
Happy Honda Days are here. The best time to save on a certified pre-owned Honda at your local Honda dealer. See big savings on all certified pre-owned Honda cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. Plus, your Honda backs with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Every certified pre-owned Honda goes through a 182-point inspection and is reconditioned like new by factory-trained technicians with genuine Honda parts. To save on a certified pre-owned Honda, search your local Honda dealer today.
You're listening to coverage of Hawkeye women's basketball, powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right.
In the third quarter, the Hawks go 5 of 12 from the floor, 1 of 3 from 3, knocked down a couple of free throws. And for UConn, sizzling from outside, 5 of 10 from 3, and 9 of 17 overall for the game. UConn at 51%, Iowa at 44.4. University of Iowa Healthcare is here for you no matter where you are in the state, changing medicine and changing lives for all of Iowa and beyond. Visit uihealthcare.org. Compassionate help anytime, anywhere. Call or text 988. UConn with 32 points in the paint, 16 for the Hawkeyes, but 34 points off a turnover. And that's the first number you really have to look at as Iowa against this pressure defense. And I mean half-court pressure, just all over. You think something's open, and it just closes so quickly and results in a turnover, and UConn has taken advantage of that.
They have, and that's something to credit Connecticut for. I mean, sometimes teams are really good at turning you over, but then they don't go do anything with it, and that's kind of the difference between the good teams and the great teams, is that Connecticut, not only are they forcing you into those turnovers, they're capitalizing on them. So you're right, that number jumps off the page, and kind of that's the way the basketball game started, 5 turnovers in the first 5 minutes. So you look to see Iowa, though, their freshmen getting heavy minutes here in this game. Journey Houston, Layla Hayes, Addie Deal, and I think that experience, as Jan mentioned in the pregame, you can't trade that for anything when it comes to March.
And the Hawks will get more experience here in the fourth quarter. Stolke just holding the ball down at the block, lost control of it, got it back, and then finds Journey Houston with a nice pass across the lane, and Journey gets her first bucket. 65-46, just underway in the fourth quarter. UConn first possession in quarter number 4, and Strong will fire a three left to the top of the key, no. And the rebound taken down by Williams, and she's pushed along the baseline. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball. UConn gets it in after Hannah Stalkey commits her first foul. Lob pass inside. Called in by Williams, and then Stalkey will be called for a push in the middle of the lane.
Yeah, 2 quick ones there. Glad that didn't happen earlier in the game for Hannah picking up those fouls, but definitely noticeably absent is Kylie Feuerbach, who tweaked her ankle in the first quarter and hasn't played very many minutes in the second half.
Hadn't been able to go. I got her ankle caught near the timeline, dribbling with the ball. She slipped. Off a screen, Fudd for three, top of the key, no. Houston goes high to get the rebound. Lob pass down to Callie Levine is into the game, and she loses control of the basketball as she went to the ground. In transition, UConn gets it in deep. Iowa gets back defensively, kick it out for three. Quiones knocks it down.
5-on-4 offense there for Connecticut as Levine was down. I think she tweaked her ankle too, and the freshman from Ecuador showing she's a 3-level scorer as well.
8 points for her, 68-46. Hawkeyes down with the basketball inside. Stalkey goes up, and Williams off the miss, and then she went down, lost control of it. Hawks get it right back. Stalkey lays it up and in with 13.
Nice teamwork from McCabe and Stolke there to keep that alive. Offensive rebound and putback.
68-48. UConn with the lead in the basketball. Working it around the arc, and good on-ball defense by Stalkey as she reached in, tried to get it away from Sarah Strong, and will be called for a hold. Right deal Hayden back for the Hawkeyes.
First personal, team third.
Third team foul on the Hawkeyes in the quarter, down 68-48. UConn basketball. Williams out top of the key, hands it off to Fudd, fakes a three, one dribble. Right side Arnold now in the corner. Strong three, short off the right side of the rim. Weak side board taken down by Stalkey. Gets it ahead to Chitchat Wright. In the front court, lob pass into Hayden, goes to work inside. Left-handed layup won't go. A little bit strong off the window. Arnold with the rebound in transition. All UConn, easy layup for AZ Fudd.
Yeah, well, those are those bunnies, those little ones that Ava Hayden's open on the left-hand side and just can't get it to go. Something that she'll continue to evolve with in her sophomore campaign, but those bunnies need to start falling.
Really made a nice, strong move. It was going hard to the rim and just laid it up too hard off the glass. She has the ball out near the perimeter. Now to McCabe, 70-48 UConn. McCabe tries to get a pass to Hayden, who went out to the wing to retrieve. Now gets it to Deal. She's trapped in the lane, and the ball taken away by Strong, and then a hold in the backcourt on the Hawks. Coach Jensen wanted a hold on that play, and did get it, but on the Hawkeyes.
Yeah, I don't
she
think
wanted it the other way.
Exactly. I don't think that's what she was going for. The team in white was holding the team in black, but nonetheless, UConn ball. And, you know, Rob, you look at these stats, and there's a lot of things Iowa actually has done pretty well shooting the basketball. It's just, you know, where that turnover number has really been the difference. They're out-rebounding Connecticut 29-22, and that's outstanding.
And a three-pointer. Top of the key for AZ Fudd. Working on her numbers now with 19. Her last foul was on McCabe. That's her second, 73-48. 6:33 left to go in the game. Inside Hayden goes to work and had it blocked by Williams as she went to the left hand. And the ball dug up by Strong. Gets it to Fudd. Down court to Arnold. Now back to Fudd. Transition three is good. Left to the top of the key.
Well, for all the threes that AZ Fudd had go in and out and rim out in the first half, she's put on a three-point shooting clinic here in this second half. The likely #1 overall pick in this upcoming WNBA draft, showing why.
An 8-0 run. The last 123 by the Huskies prompts a Hawkeye timeout with 6:15 left to go in the fourth. UConn 76, Iowa 48. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Life moves fast. Quick Start keeps up. Whether it's fresh coffee, a bakery treat, or take-home meals that make life easier, we've got everything you need right here. While you're fueling up with our fully guaranteed gasoline, we've got great services like free ATMs and free air. Always clean stores, clean restrooms, and a smile for your day. Hey, we're all about saving you time, money, and making life easier. Quick Star's here for you. Whenever you need us, we got you covered.
Hi, I'm Gary Dolphin, and if you want your home to be exceptionally comfortable during these cold Iowa winters and hot, humid summers, you need to turn to Dave Lennox and your local Lennox home comfort specialist. Lennox has been serving Iowa consumers since 1895, when Dave Lennox built his first furnace in Marshalltown, and Lennox is still building its high-efficiency furnaces and air conditioners there today. For the best home comfort system you can buy, it's Lennox and your local Lennox dealer. Lennox and the Hawkeyes. Now there's a winning combination.
Midwest One believed in us and gave us the money to get started, and it was great.
We're talking with Jack Piper of Jimmy Jack's Rib Shack.
In 2005, they were there when we opened Jimmy Jack's Rib Shack. They've been there every step of the way with funding and great feedback on how to expand our brand. Midwest One Bank has been great, and with the recent uncertain times, we got through it, thanks to Midwest One Bank.
Midwest One Bank. Simply better banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to coverage of Hawkeye women's basketball, powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right.
76-48, #1 UConn in command with 6:15 left to go in the fourth. In Iowa, we grow corn, but the truth is corn grows Iowa. Corn grows feed for our livestock, food for our families, and clean burning fuel with Unleaded 88. Go to iowacorn.org to pump it up with Unleaded 88. Don't forget, at the game or at home, it's Wimmer's premium quality hot dogs and sausages. They will score with family and friends. Take the highest quality beef and pork, combine it with natural spices, and you get the best tasting Midwestern hot dog. Wimmer's, the official hot dog of the Hawkeyes. Well, we've been to a lot of pro arenas with the Hawks, and this is one of the nicer ones. Been here back-to-back years. Of course, Iowa played Tennessee in this event last year. But even with the Final Four venues, this would easily certainly serve as a Final Four type venue.
Yeah, I think this one and then Seattle Climate Pledge Arena is probably top two that I've seen Iowa play in. Although when you look at your record in buildings, it always tends to give you a little warmer feeling. So I think that Seattle Climate Pledge might be the favorite.
It's always a good feeling there, right?
Yeah, exactly. That place is beautiful. If you could draw up arenas, you'd take this Barclays Center and that Climate Pledge Arena in Seattle as your blueprints.
I like that American Airlines Arena down in Dallas, too.
Yeah. Had a lot of fun down there.
Hawkeye basketball out of the timeout. Still facing some pressure as Wright brings it across the timeline. Has not scored since the second quarter. Here's Stalky, top of the key. Left-handed dribble, hands it back to Wright, who will fire a three-pointer in traffic.
Oh, there you go. She heard you. She wanted to prove you wrong, Robbie, and knocks it down. But Chit Chat definitely, it looks like she's made for this stage.
Yeah, no fear in her, and was willing to take those shots early and gets herself into double figures with 11. Here's a short jumper, paint by Fudd, no good off the back of the iron. Fight for the rebound, and it'll be Hawkeye basketball. Touched last by UConn along the baseline. 76-51, 5:31 left to go.
Well, Iowa needs to continue to execute. 5.5 minutes is a lot of ball game to do some really good things here in these final minutes of the basketball game.
Yeah, you want to play it out and have a good feeling no matter what. Here's Stremlo in the backcourt. She's doubled. And doesn't get it across the timeline in time. And that'll be a 10-second violation. UConn basketball.
Although Stremlo takes that turnover, that's a team turnover in my opinion, because everybody left her in the backcourt knowing she's getting double teamed by 6'2" and 6'1". That's not necessarily Stremlo's fault, that 10-second violation.
Keona's right wing. Fudd, top of the key, drops it inside Williams. Turnaround fadeaway jumper, no. And then crashing the boards is Zabel. But the Hawkeyes did as well and come away with the basketball. Here's Stremlo, who's knocked down 3 threes, brings it into the front court. Now back to right in between the circles. Hayes comes out near the 3-point arc. Back to the basket, tries to hand it off to Deal, and it's slapped away by Zabel. She drives in left side, and Deal knocks the ball away as she tried to go up for a layup. Good hustle by Addie Deal.
Really good hustle, and the turnover just because of a little loose handoff action between Layla Hayes and Addie Deal. We've seen that action a lot from Iowa where they hit the high post, guarders speed cutting off of them for Iowa calls it a get action, but essentially it's a speed cut handoff, and just a little loose with it led to the turnover.
Levine for right. UConn basketball. Keonas hands it off to Fudd. Pump fake, shot up and good. That's a long 2, just inside the arc, left to the top of the key. That's 24 for her. At 11 at the half, didn't shoot the ball well, but that's a distant memory she has in the third and fourth quarters. Hawks get it in deep. Hayes goes up and has it knocked away by a terrific shot blocker, Sarah Williams. Hawkeyes will retain possession along the baseline. Down 78-51, 4:09 left to go.
Games like this make you better, Rob. They really do. Although they're not really that fun to take one on the chin while it's happening. These games, this will make Iowa better.
You have to play good competition in the non-conference because you know what's coming in the Big Ten, and a full called on UConn.
And just a couple of days ago, Connecticut played against USC and beat them 79-51. USC, ranked in the top 25, top of the Big Ten polls, right next to UCLA. You look at the non-conference schedule that Connecticut has played. It started off with them beating 20th ranked Louisville by 30. So
who looked good today.
Yeah, exactly.
Off the inbounds, Deal goes to work with a scoop shot. Took it from the right wing all the way in for her first bucket. 78-53. Now you talk about that USC game. UConn led after one, 23-9. Here's a deep 3. Fudd, left wing. Feeling it now.
Yeah, although, you wish this wasn't against Iowa. She is a fun player to watch. She is so fundamentally sound and precise in her actions.
Yeah, her and Strong. What a combo that is. Here's a steal by Quinones. Nobody with her. Layup good with the right hand.
Yeah, Quinones is going to be a problem in the Big East. She can really play, and just a freshman with all kinds of international basketball experience. What a gem to have coming off the bench.
Yeah, you have a freshman averaging 10 points a game. Here's Stuelke, drives down the left side of the lane. Left-handed layup is good.
Really nice take from Hannah. Just catch, rip, and go. And she's been really effective finishing with her left hand. Almost looks more like a lefty.
And that's what you want to see.
Yep. Yeah, I'm ambidextrous with your finishing.
Yeah, you don't want, especially when you go toward the basket and you're on that left side, you go to that right hand. Many times, shot will be blocked. As UConn will call a timeout just to sub. Fisher in. 5'9" freshman. Patterson as well, with 2:56 left to go. 83-55. I'm sure the Hawks will do the same here the next minute or so. Alfie into the game, Alfie as well. On the move is Zabel, gets into the paint, shot up and good off the window. Nice drive for her first field goal. She has 4. Hawks in the front court. Down 85-55, 17-foot jumper as Stalky goes glass with it.
Wow, banks are open on Saturday in Brooklyn, Rob. That's why we're in the Barclays Center. They're a bank, aren't they?
Right off the window and right through. Stalky with 17. 3 players in double figures for the Hawkeyes. Wright and Stremla both with an 11. As Fisher on the move, lost control of the ball, digs it up 17 feet away, 7 to shoot. We're under 2. She gets it back, twists in the paint, and scores off the window. Khalees Fisher, her first basket. And the Hawkeyes will substitute a couple players as well. 30-second timeout taken with 1:53 left to go. 87-57 UConn. Hawks and Penn State. It's all about the Big Ten a week from tomorrow. That'll be at Carver Hawkeye Arena. Bounce pass inside Houston. Spins, faces. Didn't like what she saw. Kicked it back out to Taylor McCabe. Brings it left side. Now gets it to Hayden on the left wing. Out to right. Uses a Hayden screen. Stop and pop from 15 at the elbow. Good.
Nice pull-up, Jay, from Chit Chat, and good to see her after missing a few games from injury. Getting really, you can see she's totally hit her stride here now after being back for a couple, and really nice performance for Chat today.
And a 3-pointer left to the top of the key. Up and good by Zabel. She has 7. Right, a deep 3. Swish, right of the top of the key.
From the logo, the Barclays Center S, you see Chit Chat say, why not? Why not let it fly? And really a good shooting night for her, 4 for 7 from 3.
UConn at their average scoring-wise at 90. Floater missed by Zabel. Hawks with the rebound, 40 seconds left to go. Right again from the Barclays Center logo, no. And Hayden grabs the rebound. And is tied up, and a foul.
UConn foul on number 9, Katie Heckel, her first, team second.
As Heckel picks up her first. That's just the team's second in the quarter. Levine back for the Hawkeyes. Iowa basketball. Mullaney into the game, gets it to Levine. Inside Hayden, and as she is going to make a move right in front of the basket, a push will be called.
A tough shooting day for Ava, just 3 for 10 from the field for 6 total points. She did have 6 rebounds, and maybe just never totally gotten the flow because of her early foul trouble. Only played 17 minutes today, well below her average.
Of course, that happened at Iowa State, which really hurt the Hawkeyes' cause. Then Kylie Feuerbach unable to go too many minutes today because of an ankle injury. Hawks get it in. Right wing, Hayden, turnaround jumper is good just outside the paint. Turn and face the basket, nobody there. And knocks down a short jumper. She has 8. As UConn can basically dribble this one out on top, 92-64. There'll be about 2 seconds left on the shot clock, or the game clock, shot clock differential. As Fisher just has the ball, and that'll do it. I'll let the clock expire, though. 0.3 left. Certainly the right thing to do as the Hawkeyes fall to number 1 UConn in the Women's Championship Classic. The final score, 90-64. Hawkeye halftime show from Brooklyn is next. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from their field.
Attention Hawkeye fans, Big Grove is proud to be an official craft brewery of the Iowa Hawkeyes. Whether you're at the game or watching from home, Big Grove has got you covered. Enjoy an easy Eddie from the stands or visit them for every Hawkeye game at any of their 4 convenient Iowa locations in Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, Des Moines, or Solon. Big Grove Brewery, your official watch party headquarters of the Hawkeyes. Go Hawks! Big Grove Brewery, an official craft brewery of the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Flu season is here. Get your flu shot today at your local Hy-Vee pharmacy. It's easy, convenient, and no appointment is necessary. Plus, when you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, earn a 20-cent fuel saver. That's right, a 20-cent fuel saver. Get your flu shot when it's convenient for you. Schedule online or just stop by your Hy-Vee pharmacy. No appointment necessary. Help your family stay healthy. Get your flu shot and get a 20-cent fuel saver only at Hy-Vee. See store for details. Some restrictions apply.
Dives for lunch.
The Juicy Lucy. Essentially, it's a burger, but with cheese on the inside.
James Beard Award winners for dinner.
French technique, but Midwestern ingredients. It's a little unbecoming to lick the bowl, but...
Plan your next trip at exploreminnesota.com.
You power your day with passion and purpose. It's the same for Alliant Energy. We're modernizing the grid, blending new, renewable, and traditional energy sources to meet growing demand safely and reliably. We're rising to the challenge to meet your energy needs today and for generations to come. Visit AlliantEnergy.com/poweringBeyond to learn more.
Celebrate the legendary Donnie Baker with a night of non-stop laughs at the Donnie Baker Ron Sexton Memorial Tour, coming to Riverside Casino and Golf Resort. On Friday, January 30th, hear fellow Bob and Tom Show comedians Bob Zaney, Greg Hahn, and Kostaki Economopoulos share outrageous stories and never-before-heard moments from the road. Purchase your tickets for this heartfelt and hilarious tribute now at riversidecasinoandresort.com or stop at our gift shop. It's going to be a night of laughs you won't forget.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide, experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, or just needs someone to listen, 988 provides a direct connection to free, confidential, and compassionate support. When you call, text, or chat 988, you'll be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. There is hope. You are not alone. For 24/7 support, call or text 988 or chat 988lifeline.org.
Hi Hawk fans, Coach Kirk Ferentz here. For 40 years, our players have proudly worn the ANF logo to honor the hardworking farmers who keep this country growing. With fewer farmers working the land, their challenges are bigger, but their commitment never wavers. The Iowa Hawkeyes and the Iowa Farm Bureau are proud to stand with these dedicated families who feed and fuel our nation. Thanks for celebrating 40 years of America Needs Farmers. Let's keep standing strong for the people who keep us going strong. To learn more, visit americaneedsfarmers.org.
In Minnesota, we don't hide from winter. We embrace it. When there's a nip in the air, we take on the trails. For every layer you wear, there's a new experience waiting for you.
It's a little unbecoming to lick the bowl, but...
Plan your next trip at exploreminnesota.com.
Hawkeye Basketball has been brought to you by Lennox and your local Lennox home comfort specialist. Made right here in Iowa since 1895. Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. Powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right. And by Wimmer's Meats, the official hot dog of the Hawkeyes. This is the Hawkeye Postgame Show.
Number one, UConn. Too much for the Hawkeyes this afternoon from Brooklyn. And UConn wins it 92-64. Push their record to 12-0 on the year. Hawks fall to 10-2, and we'll get ready for Big Ten play a week from tomorrow. Don't forget, Hawk fans, throughout the season, you can join head coach Jan Jensen and myself for Hawk Talk, presented by Oaknall. We'll be live from the Watermill Kitchen and Bar inside the Hyatt Regency on Monday. It'll be our final show of 2025. Hawk Talk with Coach Jensen takes place every week from 6 until 7. You can visit HawkeyeSports.com to take a look at the schedule after the holiday break, but we'll be there Monday night from 6 until 7 for Hawk Talk. University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, proud to be the presenting sponsor of Hawkeye women's basketball all season, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right. Learn more at uiowaenergycollaborative.com. Time for our post-game stat recap, brought to you by Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee, the official grocery partner of Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball. Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle.
Well, for Iowa, actually a pretty good shooting day in a couple of different categories. Finished 49% from the field on 25 of 51 shooting, 47% from 3 on 8 of 17, and 75% from the free throw line on 6 for 8. Just didn't get there a whole lot in the second half. Leading scorer for Iowa was Hannah Stolke with 17 points on 8 of 11 shooting. She had 5 boards, 5 assists, and 4 turnovers to fill out her line. Second leading scorer was Chit Chat Wright with 16 points, 6 for 12 from the field, 4 for 8 from 3. Had 4 boards, 3 assists, 2 steals, and a block. So really a nice day from Chit Chat Wright. For Connecticut, 52% shooting from the field on 36 of 69. So, took 18 more field goals than Iowa did throughout the course of the basketball game. Connecticut 45% from 3 on 13 of 29 shooting, and 5 for 7 from the free throw line for just over 71%. After a slow start, leading scorer for Connecticut was AZ Fudd with 27 points, 11 of 24. That's a lot of shots from the field, 5 for 13 from 3, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 steals, and a blocked shot as well for AZ. And then right behind her is her buddy Sarah Strong with 23 points on 10 of 18 shooting. Had 3 threes, 7 boards, 4 assists, 6 steals at the power forward position, and 1 blocked shot. But when you do the comparison, here's where things jump out at you, Rob. Iowa 26 turnovers to Connecticut's 9. Connecticut scoring 41 points off of those turnovers, and then points in the paint. UConn edging Iowa 40-24. And one shining bright spot here, though, is Iowa continues to out-rebound teams, and to do that against Connecticut is no small feat. Iowa out-rebounding 34-25.
And 17 steals. That just shows you that pressure defense. We're not talking about necessarily full court pressure, but boy, they just get out on the perimeter, collapse on the inside. From a half-court standpoint, as we talked about in the pregame show, everybody wants to talk about a team that averages 90 points a game. But, boy, their defense is almost more impressive than the offense.
Well, yeah, when you look at, half of those points are coming straight from their defense. That's what that stat tells you. And so, yeah, they're high-percentage shots that Connecticut is getting. And although they took far more shots than Iowa, they took a lot of threes. All those things are also true. But, yeah, their defense, and they don't take a possession off. That's what stands out to you. And even watching them warm up today, Rob, there's such precision, attention to detail, and discipline that comes along with wearing that jersey. I say that with total utmost respect for watching that program and what Coach Auriemma has done in his 41st season. Here's a stat for you. 613 consecutive weeks in the AP Top 25 poll. The basketball season isn't 52
more
weeks.
Closer to 1 than 25.
Exactly, correct. And, they're very deserving of that #1 ranking. But that all being said, such valuable experience for Iowa today to play quite literally the best of the best.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you want to do. And I think when you look at the non-conference schedule for the Hawkeyes, they got out of it what they wanted to in preparation for the Big Ten.
Yeah, isn't that crazy that here we're sitting with one Big Ten game under our belt, but that's what we return to after the little short holiday break that the team will have is Big Ten play is full throttle from here on out. So you really can't trade an experience like this, and there will be Big Ten games with teams that are, they're not quite UConn, but they're pretty darn good and it's pretty darn deep. So you're always going to be happy to come get this experience, and although it hurts a little bit, it stings when you take one on the chin like we did today, but it's experience that's pays dividends come March.
Yeah, you hope it makes things a little bit easier against Big Ten competition, having played right now the best team in the country.
Yeah, exactly. And, they've played a bunch of other Big Ten teams. They've played USC. They've played Michigan. And you have that kind of shared experience. And although Michigan's game ended up being a 3-point game with them, which does tell you a little bit about Michigan, they were down 25 at one point in that game before a Caitlin Clark-esque performance from their sophomore Silas Sword. So everybody's kind of UConn's out there and everybody's kind of running to catch up at this moment in the season, so it'll be very interesting to watch them navigate their remaining non-conference games, and then I expect them to just tear through the Big East.
3-0 already in conference play for the Huskies. The Hawkeyes 1-0 in Big Ten play, getting ready for Penn State a week from tomorrow. Iowa did pull to within 9 at 40-31 before UConn scored the last basket of the first half to take a 42-31 advantage, and then outpaced Iowa 23-13 in the third on really strong shooting, 52.9%, and that included 5 3-pointers. 90-64. Number 1 UConn over the 11th ranked Hawkeyes. Back with more from Brooklyn on the postgame show after the break. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
In football, champions execute flawless strategies. Your company's health plan should too. Aplos offers crystal clear costs, intelligent provider networks, same-day appointments, and embedded pharmacy savings. Help your team thrive. Discover your playbook at aplos.health.
American Equity salutes today's hero of the game, honoring those who serve at every Hawkeye game. Just as our veterans safeguard our freedom, American Equity helps protect your financial future. Named one of Newsweek's most trustworthy insurance companies in America 3 years in a row, American Equity delivers secure retirement income with the service you deserve. Join American Equity in honoring and thanking all who serve our country.
Hawkeye fans, gear up for game day with Big Grove. As an official craft brewery of the Iowa Hawkeyes, they bring you the ultimate game-watching experience. Sip on fan favorites like Easy Eddie, Citrus Surfer, and Neighborhood Beer while cheering on the Hawks. Can't make it to the stadium? No worries. Join them at any of their 4 Iowa locations in Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, Des Moines, and Solon. Big Grove Brewery, your official watch party headquarters of the Hawkeyes. Go Hawks!
Craving something sweet? Step into the flavor of a good old-fashioned bake sale, Quick-Star style. Satisfy your sweet tooth with our premium donuts. Choose from Quick-Star's fluffy Long Johns, rich Persians, classic Bismarcks, or ring donuts. So delicious, just like the ones at your hometown bake sale. Do you remember those fresh, oven-baked cookies your grandma used to make? So good. Well, the Quickery's got them. Our cookies are just like the ones from back in the day. Let's head straight to the bake sale, only at Quick-Star. Treat yourself today.
Do you smell that? No, it's not just toast. That's the smell of your car payment becoming toast. Move your car loan to Community Choice and toast those payments for 99 days. Get started at unbankyourride.com. Loan subject to credit approval and analysis.
You're listening to coverage of Hawkeye women's basketball, powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right.
Rob Brooks back inside the Barclays Center, downtown Brooklyn, New York, as the Hawkeyes fall to UConn 90-64. And, of course, the Huskies showed why they are number 1 in the country. Now 12-0 on the year. Hawks fall to 10-2 as Hannah Stolke led the Hawkeyes for the second consecutive game with 17 points. Remember, she had that outstanding performance against Lindenwood a week ago with 31. That's a season high for her on 13 of 18 from the floor, and also had 5 assists and 5 rebounds, and dished out a season high in assists as well, as also connected on double figures now in 3 straight games and 9 contests so far this year. Taylor Stremlow had 11 points on 3 of 5 from 3-point range, and now Stremlow has scored at least 10 points in 3 games this year. Chit-Chat Wright was hot early and scored some late. Shot the ball well, 4 of 8 from 3. Also had 4 rebounds and 3 assists. Remember, she only played a little bit over 18 minutes against Lindenwood, but came back today and played 34 minutes and 55 seconds. So hopefully that's a real positive sign moving forward, as it was her 5th game in double figures as a Hawkeye this year. Ava Hayden rebounded very well, especially in the first half, had 6 rebounds to go along with her 8 points. Last time Iowa played a Associated Press #1 team in the country was Notre Dame back on November 29th in 2018. Iowa has faced UConn twice in the regular season when the Huskies were the AP #1 team in the nation. The last time was on the 21st of November back in 1999. It'll be the Hawkeyes in Penn State on December 28th at 3 o'clock, as we'll be on the air with the pregame show on that particular date at 2:30. Much more to come on the postgame show after the Hawkeyes lose their 2nd game this year to #1 UConn, 90-64. Back to Brooklyn after the break. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Hawkeye fans, be sure to visit and connect with the official local business partners of the Iowa Hawkeyes, the Banks Student Living and Kirkwood Hotel. When visiting Eastern Iowa, stay at the hotel at Kirkwood Center. This AAA 4-Diamond Luxury Hotel was voted Best Banquet Event Facility of 2025 by Corridor Business Journal readers. Located near the Eastern Iowa Airport in downtown Cedar Rapids. Book your stay today at kirkwood.com or call 877-751-5111.
Midwest One believed in us and gave us the money to get started, and it was great.
We're talking with Jack Piper of Jimmy Jack's Rib Shack.
In 2005, they were there when we opened Jimmy Jack's Rib Shack. They've been there every step of the way with funding and great feedback on how to expand our brand. Midwest One Bank has been great, and with the recent uncertain times, we got through it, thanks to Midwest One Bank.
Midwest One Bank. Simply better banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You asked for all the extreme internet performance at an all-in price, and we listened. Get 1 gig internet with a 2-year price lock and everything included. Unlimited data for non-stop streaming, powerful Wi-Fi for enhanced coverage, built-in online threat protection, and internet equipment. All for just $65 a month for 2 years. It's the extreme 1 gig internet deal you asked for. Call 844-4FASTER or visit extreme.com for details. Offer available to new customers only. Price doesn't include one-time charges, tax, and government fees.
You power your day with passion and purpose. It's the same for Alliant Energy. We're modernizing the grid, blending new, renewable, and traditional energy sources to meet growing demand safely and reliably. We're rising to the challenge to meet your energy needs today and for generations to come. Visit AlliantEnergy.com/poweringbeyond to learn more.
You asked for all the extreme internet performance at an all-in price, and we listened. Get 1 gig internet with a 2-year price lock and everything included. Unlimited data for non-stop streaming, powerful Wi-Fi for enhanced coverage, built-in online threat protection, and internet equipment. All for just $65 a month for 2 years. It's the extreme 1 gig internet deal you asked for. Call 844-4FASTER or visit extreme.com for details. Offer available to new customers only. Price doesn't include one-time charges, tax, and government fees.
You're listening to coverage of Hawkeye women's basketball, powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right.
Back at the Barclays Center, downtown Brooklyn, New York, as the Hawkeyes fall to number 1 UConn 90-64. Randy Henderson joins me on the postgame show, and first off, you find out, I'm sure you watched enough film to know what this team is capable of. And when you see it live, they have got everything covered offensively, defensively, and everything in between showed why number 1 today.
Oh, yeah, they're definitely physical, athletic, patient, and I think work extremely hard for all of their shot opportunities. So definitely a really good team, definitely a good number 1 seed.
And obviously they can score, average almost 90 points a game, but the defense is what really stuck out today, just suffocating in the half court, and then obviously if they cause mistakes, really good in transition and score, and they just hit you on a 10-0 run really quickly.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing about their pressure, their press. If you have these live ball turnovers that they can run back for easy layups, it's not even transition. It's just literally an uncontested layup, and those are impossible to surmount if you give them too many. Today we gave up way too many. We had 26 turnovers. I think they had 41 points off of our turnovers. Some of them were forced. Some of them I think were just us reacting to, maybe like a delayed effect of the pressure, or not maybe adjusting to how they were playing us either. I think that high post steal that they got a couple of times, it was like they've been shooting that gap all night, but we just weren't like quite making the in-game adjustments necessary to counter some of that. So,
second quarter came right back after getting down in the first. It was 22-12, but then second quarter 20-19 in favor of UConn. Had it cut to single digits there really late, and then UConn got a bucket right before half. So had to feel decent at 42-31 through 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah, and with an opportunity to cut it to 7
Right.
if we wouldn't have turned it over at the top there at the end of that half. I think it was fun to see that we can play with them. You know, our field goal percentage was pretty good when we did actually get shot attempts. We just turned the ball over too much today. And not having Kylie, I think defensively, especially in the second, you know, Fudd went off in the second, and Kylie is an elite defender, and you know, it changes we had to play a little bit more zone. We had a couple fouls in the first half with our bigs, and those are just things that we're young. We're depending on a lot of young players. Like Ava is a very young player, right? Layla is a very young player, and they are making young player mistakes in big games right now, and I think that is important for their growth. Hard for us to go through, but that's just a growing pain that, you know, you can see the potential because that 19-20 run, you know, and we don't go away. Even in the fourth quarter, we you know, only lost that quarter by 5, and I feel like we just don't go away, and that's going to serve us long term.
Yeah, you got to play that full 40, don't you?
Yeah.
And that's a key thing too, Randy. When you have a situation like this, you got a lot of Big Ten basketball in front of you, but to play top teams, you went to Iowa State, a very good basketball team, hostile environment, play the number 1 team. It will hurt tonight, but then you do have to learn those lessons going forward, and it will help you as time goes on in Big Ten play.
Exactly, and I think we have a lot of new players playing together, new, and, you know, figuring stuff out, and all of these are learning opportunities. I mean, I loved our effort in the Iowa State game. We did not back down. We did not give up, even when we could have given up. Same thing is true here. We just kept coming, and we kept trying, and we kept working, and you know, Hannah had a great game today, I thought, for us. She carried herself really, really well and came up with some big scores when we kind of needed it. She defended well. She distributed the ball. Like, each game right now, we're kind of figuring out what our best is, and I think once we get 3 of our players playing at their best on the same day, we're equally as talented as you know, how UConn can be.
What's this week look like? Obviously, cut the players loose for a few days and then get right back at it, because a week from tomorrow, another ball game.
Oh, yeah. The thing about this season is there's always tomorrow, right? And I think everybody gets to get a little Christmas break, go home, rest, get some good food, get around their family, hopefully, you know, just kind of reset and refocus. I thought Jan did a great job after the game of just reminding them, like, we got to play games like this. We got to learn in games like this so that we can be prepared for the Big Ten. And a 10-2 record in non-conference is tremendous. And the only 2 losses coming to top 10 teams in the country, you know, and you know, we played Iowa State really, really tough, and we played 2 quarters really, really tough against UConn. So get us over that third quarter hump that we have, and let's hit it in stride going into the big.
Amazing that you said the end of the non-conference portion of the schedule.
Oh, my God. It goes
Hard to
so
believe,
fast.
huh?
It does.
Sure
it goes
does.
so fast.
But it'll be fun once the Big Ten hits. Randy, appreciate your time.
Yeah, no problem. Go Hawks.
Randy Henderson, assistant coach for the Hawks in her second year, as we wind up things from Brooklyn as Iowa loses to number 1 UConn 90-64. We'll head to the Iowa locker room and listen in on some of our top plays when we come back. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Hawk fans, be sure to visit and connect with the official Des Moines local business partners of the Iowa Hawkeyes, AFLOS, and Community Choice Credit Union. In football, champions execute flawless strategies. Your company's health plan should too. AFLOS offers crystal clear costs, intelligent provider networks, same-day appointments, and embedded pharmacy savings. Help your team thrive. Discover your playbook at aflos.health.
Life's busy. Quickstar makes it easier. From fresh hot coffee to delicious bakery treats and quick grab-and-go meals and snacks, we've got what you need when you're on the run. Top off your tank with Quickstar's fully guaranteed fuel to keep you moving. Plus, enjoy added perks like free ATMs and complimentary air for your tires. Convenience, savings, and a see you next time with a smile. We're your go-to for everything you need to keep your day on track, because your comfort and cravings deserve the best. Stop into Quickstar today.
Everyone knows the BBB is the Better Business Bureau, but depending on what you need, it's the Better Plumber Bureau, the Better Auto Mechanic Bureau, the Better Accountant Bureau. That's because the BBB connects people with businesses they can trust. So think of the BBB as the better check that business out first so you don't get ripped off bureau. Be smart. Always look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
The holidays are coming. This year, elevate your dessert table and focus on the family by letting the Eat Shop do the baking. Bourbon pecan, pumpkin, Dutch apple, French silk, key lime, cranberry crumble, cherry. You can't go wrong. Fill your dessert table with gourmet handmade pies and treats that are worth every bite. Pre-order now at theeatshop.com or visit us in Solon, Uptown Marion, or at the University of Iowa campus cafes. Worth every bite.
You're listening to coverage of Hawkeye women's basketball, powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right.
Welcome back inside the Brooklyn Barclays Center in Brooklyn as Iowa falls to UConn 90-64. Time to head to the Iowa locker room as Catherine had a chance to talk to Hannah Stolke, who played 30 minutes and 16 seconds, and as Randy told you, really did a good job, worked hard, 8 of 11 from the floor, had 17 points to lead the Hawkeyes, now back-to-back games.
Hannah, not your first time facing up against Connecticut, so how did this one feel different and similar from past times playing UConn?
Yeah, I think UConn's a stupendous team. They've got a lot of players that are really good, and yeah, they were knocking down their shots. We were turning the ball over, so it wasn't our best showing.
What does their defense feel like when you're out there on the court and they're just in every passing lane, and seemingly as as a spectator that's what it looks like, but what does it feel like?
Yeah, it's really hectic. Sometimes you don't know what to do with the ball. I think we were really kind of gave into that and just didn't stay as focused as we needed to be. So,
as a senior, you know the value of games like this. So how does that pay off now as you turn the page and head into the Big Ten season?
Yeah, absolutely. This is the #1 ranked team. If we can play them to 11 at half, we can do anything. So I think just learning from our mistakes, getting tougher, all the things, and just turn around the next chapter.
Okay. Thanks for your time, Hannah. Safe travels. Happy holidays.
Thanks.
And Hannah Stolke will lead this team into the resumption of Big Ten play a week from tomorrow against Penn State. Time for our post-game interview with Jan Jensen, presented by UCONN, as it is their mission to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through Life Care, a not-for-profit life plan community serving the Iowa City area for 59 years. UCONN is conveniently located near the University of Iowa Healthcare, Kinnick Stadium, Course Carver Hawkeye in downtown Iowa City. A proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Visit UCONN.com to learn more.
Coach Jay, no secret that today you faced the best of the best in women's basketball. So as you look over that stat sheet, just what stands out and then what positives do you take away from today?
Well, I think it's, they're really good. I don't think we handled the third quarter really well. I think that was I was pretty happy coming into halftime because I know how capable UConn is. And usually most teams, they've kind of, by the halftime, they've kind of really handled it. So I thought that going into halftime, I felt good, but I got to figure out what's happening in the halftime with the players because our third quarter start was real sluggish at Ames. And I thought this was a really another start. But this one, UConn just has so many weapons, and that's just unfortunate. I think the third quarter, I don't know even with the decent third quarter if we could have the win, but I don't think the margin had to be like this.
Yeah, but you look at that second quarter, it's 20-19 after a turnover problem in the first quarter. Then you see Chit-Chat Wright be extremely poised throughout that. So just talk about some of those things and what that second quarter was like.
Yeah, I think we had a good little flow. I liked the combination that we had in there. I think that included Journey Houston. I think we were a little slow to get that combination back in there. With our my subbing, I don't know. I have to look at that, but they were flowing pretty good. But I think we got some good minutes for the young kids. We had to due to some foul trouble, and unfortunately Kylie got hurt. That was I don't know what type of ankle sprain it is, but she didn't really have her bounce. So we lost the normalcy with that. I think that could have made a little difference. But I thought we did some nice things with some of our young kids for sure.
And I talked about this with Hannah as well just a few moments ago, but the value of facing an opponent like this A, to close out your non-conference, but then B, to go in the gauntlet of the Big Ten, and just kind of obviously it's no fun to have a loss like this, but then when you reflect on it later, what does that look like, and what's the message to your team?
Yeah, I told the team afterwards, I said, we're 10-2 right now, and we played some Power Fours. We got Miami, we got Baylor. We'll see how good they are long term, but we did some great things with them. We had some sound victories. We took some really good growth. We handled some adversity. I think, unfortunately, when Chit Chat got hurt, that took 2 weeks out of a little bit of a normalcy we had going. And then, we've, really haven't had Tegan services. So this was a game, Tegan hasn't had a whole lot of, practice time yet. So I think we've done a lot of nice things. And that's the main thing is, I think I'm just disappointed about that third quarter. And I really, as coaches, we have to take away, learn from it. But I really want this team to really feel pretty good about the steps we did make. And I think if we, I think UConn caused a lot of the turnovers, but I think our mental game, we got away from us, and we made some mental errors of turnovers. There's no way, in my opinion, we should have had that many turnovers. But that's what a great team will do for you. But if we figure out that piece, I think we can, really have some fun in the Big Ten.
Well, thanks for your time, Coach. Safe travels.
I appreciate it. God bless and happy holidays, and just thanks to our great fans. That's the gift they give us every day of the year, not just the holidays.
Jan Jensen on the postgame show from the Hawkeye locker room, and that third quarter that she referenced after Iowa just down 11 at the half. Iowa lost that third quarter 23-13, and UConn took it home from there, winning the ballgame 90-64. Today's Precision Plays of the Game, as they are brought to you by Civco Medical Solutions, as precision matters most when your loved one is undergoing an invasive procedure. For over 40 years, Civco has been a trusted provider for image-guided procedures, counted on to deliver outstanding service and superior quality around the world. Civco Medical Solutions, making image-guided procedures safer. Let's listen in on some of the Hawks' top plays this afternoon from Brooklyn. Remlo in for Feuerbach. First off the Iowa bench. High-low action, and wide open for a right-handed layup is Ava Hyde. Beautiful pass from Stalky. Here's McCabe. Three, swish! Right at the top of the key. And now Taylor McCabe has hit a 3 in 7 straight game. Here's Feuerbach. Bounce pass to Stalky outside the paint near the block. Back to the basket, now puts it on the floor. Turnaround jumper off the window is good. Nice little 7-foot jumper. Great elevation by Hannah Stalky. To right, whips a pass to Stremlo. Left wing, fakes a three, gets it to right, comes off a screen, and buries the three at the top of the key. As Stremlo brings the ball across the timeline against pressure. Drops it off for right, now back to Stremlo, tees up a three, and buries it from the left wing. Same spot, back-to-back threes for Taylor Stremlo. Here's the ball thrown away by Shade into the hands of Wright. Drops it off to Deal. He's on the right side, now whips it inside. Stalky goes to work, high off the window and scores. Here's Stalky, top of the key. Left-handed dribble, hands it back to Wright, who will fire a three-pointer in traffic. Right, a deep three, swish, right of the top of the key. Chit-Chat Wright decided to attempt a couple of big three-pointers from the Barclays Center logo, and came on strong in the fourth quarter. Ended up with 16 points as Hannah Stalky led the way with 17. Taylor Stremlo also in double figures with 11 on 3 of 5 from three-point range. But the two big-time stars for UConn, Easy Fudd with 27, Sarah Strong with 23. Too much today, but as we've talked about, Catherine, you learn from this and you move on, and as long as you handle it the right way, benefits will come.
Exactly, and at this point, that is all you can do, is how do you respond to this? It's no good if you take a loss like this and then you don't get better from it. So absolutely, that'll be the message from the Iowa coaching staff. They'll practice a little bit before a few days off for the holidays, and then come back ready to go and refreshed for that Big Ten season, and certainly use this in the right way to propel you forward.
Well, we'll see you next Sunday.
I see you then, Robbie.
And don't forget, on Monday night, we will have Hawk Talk with Jan Jensen from the Watermill Kitchen and Bar from 6 until 7. And then our next game broadcast will be Iowa and Penn State. It's all about the Big Ten from here. That is a 3 o'clock tip from Carver Hawkeye Arena. We'll be on the air with the pregame show at 2:30. Iowa men's basketball coming up later on today from the Casey Center in Des Moines. It is Iowa and Bucknell, a 5 o'clock tip. And Gary Dolphin and Bobby Hansen will be along the Hawkeye Radio Network at 4 with the pregame show. That'll wrap up our coverage of Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, as UConn, number 1 in the country, defeats the Hawks 90-64. The Hawkeyes will go into the remainder of the season, Big Ten play at 10-2. We'll talk Monday night from Coralville. Hawk Talk with Jan Jensen from 6 until 7 on Monday night. For Catherine Reynolds, I'm Rob Brooks. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. We'll talk Monday night. Good afternoon on this Saturday from Brooklyn, New York, the Barclays Center.
Hawkeye basketball has been brought to you by Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Honda, to see how Honda crushes the competition, see your local Central Midwest Honda dealer. Honda gets the Midwest. Explore Minnesota. Discover the star of the North. Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. Lennox and your local Lennox home comfort specialist. Made right here in Iowa since 1895. And by University of Iowa Healthcare. Changing medicine, changing lives. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Hawkeye Sports Network.